This is the point where you do something. Did you catch that? This is the point where you do something. Ready? Go.
Yeah. I'm a fact finder, and I'll remind you, believe when I say I researched this all day, but we are two-sided pod. You need to rebut all I say with all of your ragings. Tell me why I got red hair and ginger pubes. Tell me why you bitch and moan, it's all you do. Now it's time to get drunk and go on stereo. That's the two-sided way. That's the two-sided way.
It is truly the two-sided way, folks. And if you're listening to this, we thank you for tuning in. We are live right now on YouTube. Anyone who's watching on stereo can hit that link above. You can see our beautiful faces. You can actually, we're hoping that WebMD is not working well, so you can see our faces and see exactly, is it jaundice? Is it lack of vitamin D? Is it a shortness of breath? Do you smell burnt toast? Do you taste copper? Does your arm hurt? All of these things can be answered on the two-sided pod here on YouTube Live. If you can't make it on YouTube, we're also have a presence on InstaSnap, Uplace, Mom's Hub, Farmers Mainly, and Don't Stop, Can't Stop.com. All of those things are in John's profile. Click on his. Don't trust me. I will lead you astray. How you doing, John? It's good to see you. Good to see your face.
Good to see your face. Are you telling me, Pete? By the way, hello, Pete.
What up, man?
What's up, John?
What up, man?
Are you telling me, Pete, that John? Yeah, I didn't say hello to MFA because she didn't say hello to me.
She said it before you came in.
Hi, MFA. How you doing? She's smoking on.
She said it before you came in.
Is this like he's calling in the plays so that the batter doesn't? Oh, I already know what the pitch is, John. I'm just 5%.
100%. If you sit in the binoculars, you can see John calling the show from a mile away. He's like 2, 3. What we're gonna figure out later is we're gonna put one of our people in the outfield, take their shirts off, give them tin cans, so they bang real hard on the tin can in a normalized pattern, so we know if it's gonna be is it gonna be an entendre? Is it gonna be a multiple entendre? All right, I need to know so we see what jokers are coming.
He just hit a single entendre. Just a single entendre.
Boo. Oh, it's an infield fly. Entendre. Oh, it's a ground root double entendre. So no one reads to really
stress about it. Just go to your goddamn base and shut the fuck up. Wait for the next joke.
I have a bowl and a dream. I'm here watching the Bentley dog for the weekend. He's currently outside giving the critters in the yard the business. I am inside listening to you two delightful individuals waiting for the YouTube to come up. Let's go.
I think your prayer has been answered, MFA. I think you talk, we listen. That is how relationships work. When you say I'm thirsty, I don't say I need to get you a glass of water. I say, MFA, I too have been thirsty. I hear you. Let's talk this show. My man, I'm so
hello, all you amazing, magnificent mofos. Yeah. Oh my gosh, my heart is pumping out of my chest.
Yeah.
It's good to see y'all.
I'm saying family.
MFA, Mr. Ree.
Yep.
My darling Mind Fox. The Pete and the John. Whoop, whoop. Oh my God, you guys. Freaking love it. Happy to be here.
Girl, we're so happy to have you. And The only thing that I would take issue with is when you said my darling mind fox, can you say our darling mind fox? Because, and I'm not saying just you and me, like it's not just, he's not ours, like he's everyone's, he's our darling. Darling little mind fox. Fuck yeah, dude. What's up, brother? What's up, Foxy Lady? What's up, MFA? What up, Mr. B? Like, it's good to see family again.
Like, it's good to see family again. Like, it's the reunions we always hope and dream for. It's like the reunion when all the stupid shit is done during the day and cool people are hanging out drinking.
That's the reunion we're going for.
Well, hello, Mind Fox. Hello, Foxy Lady. You were not in the room when I said hello to everybody. How you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing?
I love it. I love it. We need to have you know how you have we have Mr. V's recording and we have your lightning recording and we have all these little recordings. You need to get a quiet recording of MFA saying how you doing, and the fox is like, hey, hello everybody. So anytime anyone comes in and says like, hey, you didn't say hi to me, like we just play it. Hello. There, you happy? Moving on. Jesus Christ. I also, because if you take someone's voice, you can steal their soul. I heard that when I was traveling through the Congo. Well, right. No, it's that of the pictures. I forget. But I didn't have a camera. I just had a recorder, so I hope it was that. I don't know.
I think it's pictures only if they smile and camcorders only if you make them laugh.
Correct. Yeah. And it's 8 tracks if you make them cry. It's VHS if they love the old school.
And underwater they have to sing.
Come on, man. You're bringing mermen into this? You're bringing mermen into my world?
Just your voice.
John, listen to me. Down here, everything's better. It's much better than anything they got up there. The two-sided pod is funny. Much funnier than what they got. You think you don't have much more? You better smoke some more pot. Come on now, John, get happy. It's time for a shot or two. What do you think it's time for? It's time for a drink for me and you. Ha ha! Two-sided pod. Okay. Ready, buddy? I got one for it.
I'm ready. Here we go. Cheers. Cheers to everyone listening.
Cheers, everyone listening. Thanks for coming. Bing, bing, bing. Hey-o.
And you can't steal a soul if I don't have one. So there's that.
That's always what I say. That's at the end of all my dates. Like, is it? Am I taking advantage of you, my boy Pete? I was like, you can't rape the willing. Come on and get it.
Like Richard Cheese once said, this one's for all the ladies. Rape me, my friend. Ooh, tip your waiter.
Rough. Did you see Kurt Cobain's guitar from Smells Like Teen Spirit sold for like 1 point something million, 1.8, 1.5, something stupid?
Where was the auction?
I was at your mom's house when I heard about it, but I don't think it was there. I'm not sure. I'm guessing. I don't think it was Sotheby's. I don't think it was Sotheby's.
Yeah, Sotheby's.
Sotheby's. Sotheby's is the ice cream parlor down the street. Delicious, slow churn, hand churn. Highly recommend. Their auctions, not as many guitars as you would think.
If it wasn't out of a garage in Seattle, it was nothing.
That's why I got my Pontiac.
Richard Cheese. Now there's a musician. Oh my God, his version of Down with the Sickness is hilarious. Your mother, get up, come on, get down with the sickness.
So good. He was, what was the one? He was on Wedding Singer. He was on The Wedding Singer with Adam Sandler, and he did the song.
Oh, I just remember that Down with the Sickness was used in, what was it, Dawn of the Dead, the remake.
Yep. Yeah.
Which was a fantastic movie. It was existential. Movie. It was philosophical in ways. I dug it.
Oh, it was super good, and it was great filmmaking too. Great editing, like the whole team they put together. The from the vision to the shooting to the post production, like they nailed it across the board. And granted, you don't have to like zombie movies. Like, all right, just close your eyes when people get eaten or they have a zombie baby. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Listen to some beautiful cheese with a montage of them just shooting off the roof into the crowd of zombies.
My whole thing was when they had the campy shit. It was like, oh shit, there's Jay Leno. Fuck that guy. And they shoot him. So what would have turned me on that movie if they would have fucked with that dog? I would have like, nope. Because that's one
they understood the rule. They went to the line to make us think they might be breaking that rule, but they didn't. They understood the rule and they kept to it.
But the thing is, you look, and that's because people had class. They had civility when you were making zombie gore horror. I'm going to eat your intestines movie. There was an honor among zombies, as it were. It was, you know, we're highbrow. Yes, I'll eat your brain, I'll eat your crotch if it's a time and a place, but animals are sacred, right? It's just when you have Walking Dead, and that's the thing, it's like, oh, the cows are get got, and the deer are getting got,
and the deer, right?
Things are getting like, oh, you can't have, man, where's your class? Where's your good zombie class? You know, make them go to a brothel and eat people during sex. That's great. Have fun with that. Yeah. Make them go to SeaWorld and hint that Shamu is going to be, but he's going to kick some zombies out and smash the other four with his tail, and all the seals will present and spit on them because they're allergic to salt water, apparently. I don't know. I'm just thinking here, Griff.
He's not called a killer whale for nothing.
Right? Find Nemo now, motherfucker. I don't know, John. I got nothing. Let's play his messages. You want to start a show? Because this is you get me going late here, buddy. Daddy has a bedtime.
It was auctioned off to the owner of one said Indianapolis Colts, Jim Irsay.
See? It takes a
I have an idea. What I call myself, Brian Fox, is I'm the idea man. I get all the balls rolling, right? I'm the guy who at the top of the hill pushes the rock and turns that potential energy into kinetic energy. But what I need from everyone else is to like help guide that rock. Because I don't know, I just pushed it. I leaned on it, I was smoking a cigarette. That shit started to move. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, that part in the movie with the two guys communicating on top of the buildings, and they were looking at the zombies in the middle, and they were like, shoot the one that looks like, you know, Dennis Quaid or whatever they were putting up, and then he'd shoot. And it was a crazy movie. That was a crazy ass movie.
That movie, great movie, and that whole scene when they were writing on the message boards, the whiteboards back and forth to each other, and having good friendship and their walkie-talkies. If you have the DVD or the Blu-ray, they have the extended cut scenes in the extras, and it's like a mini film of just them, of their communication together. Like it's more of that, but it's this whole little thing. Like, oh, so good, highly recommend it if you're gonna be stuck on a roof. Pick that up. Yeah.
You talking about the brothel and make them have sex and eat them or whatever? It reminds me of Dusk Till Dawn.
Right?
The good old-fashioned vampire movies.
Yeah, I was gonna say that totally.
God, I gotta go see that again. I freaking love that movie. Anyways, off on a side note, how y'all doing? You look great today.
Oh, this whole thing? I just put it on. I don't know if you could read that, John, but my Yorkie and I talked shit about you. Okay, the dollop, I'm with it. I feel like we don't have to do, we need to have like our t-shirt showing hour if we're doing something, because it's always one-upsmanship. And like, if whatever I do, you're going to do more. And like, all right, side boob already? We're not even through the fucking lighting around. And I'm going to pull a side boob to fucking one-up you on your shirt? This is bullshit. You are the reason I'm going to cancel.
Nemo, I'm sorry. Fuck Nemo. He's lost for good. Gone forever. In Australia, swimming around somewhere. Who knows? Maybe he got eaten by a freaking shellfish. No one will ever know. What's Disney know about it anyways? They just make that shit up.
I'm saying, well, the thing that I didn't like, that I took the most umbrage with, and I know that they said that fish are migrating, but they don't migrate that much, and he's on the Great Barrier Reef. Why do they not all have Australian accents? The turtles, yeah, because they take the fucking highway and they're going all over the place because they're in the fucking Fijian Islands. But like literally, you little fucking fish, not good at you. There's fucking 400 you fucking little bastards out here, right? I'm right there. Sheila.
Sheila. Fucking Drango.
Dude, side boobs are so hot. I'm just saying.
You wait till we get our fucking the two-sided holiday calendar for 2023. It's a side boob of the month, and it's all the side boobs in the most inappropriate places. So side boob in a church, side boob at a funeral, side boob at a bris. Super great, you guys. Or pre-order now because they're going like hotcakes.
Speaking of hotcakes, let's start the show.
Yeah, let's start the show, John. Woo!
Well, howdy.
Nope.
I'm John L. Peacock out in Brooklyn, New York.
And I'm my boy Pete in Southern California, having disdain for didgeridoos more and more every week. It's not me, it's you, didgeridoo.
And you're listening to Two-Sided, where every episode I challenge Pete with a bit of the two sides of life, the fun and the serious.
And I take that challenge and I say, John, you do not know what fun or serious is. Everything in your life is a big mystery and you're trying to figure it out. And this is not therapy.
Hey, my boy Pete, in 3 words, how you feeling?
Just right, mate.
I
believe it's pronounced just right, mate.
Just right, mate.
No, I'm not fucking English, John. That's not all right. That's right. Just right, mate. That's how I'm feeling, you drungo. I'm excited to see my Mr. V. Like, his headphones are going to fail. He's going to call in later. We're going to hear grinding. Like, we're going to play the hits, John. It's going to be brilliant.
Well, this new time slot is proven to be pretty good for our base, the people we love across the globe. We have a couple of messages, and then we're going to jump into our first thing, yeah?
Yeah, do it. Click it up.
Foxy Lady, I have a still pic from their YouTube video from about a month back, and it's, I don't know if it would be considered side boob.
It's more of a...
Definitely Pete's nipple.
It's a boob.
And where I took the picture, on one side it's Pete pulling up his shirt saying, "How about this side boob?" And then the other shot, it was like John holding up a shot glass to his side boob. Fucking epic. If that isn't a picture that has 1,000 words, I don't know what does.
That's the problem with this show, John. Every time we go live, anytime we're on YouTube and we don't do any post-production, like, oh, we're live. Like, this is live, bro. And I was like, well, when we talked about it, I was either sober or really drunk. And I didn't realize what that meant. Mea culpa, my future. I'm not apologizing to you. I'm apologizing to any possible growth possibilities I had in the future for, public office or anything. But I'm saying this shit's forever. Goddamn.
Damn.
We saw your picture. We liked it. We saw the picture of you guys on the way there. We need more pictures of you in the. I need to see what the depth is like. I need to see a chemical makeup. I'd like you to take some samples. We have, if you email us at twosidedpod@gmail.com, it's twosidedpod@gmail.com, or as John likes to say, TWO sidedpod@gmail.com. We will give you the name of our laboratory where you can send off your samples. You can see what the makeup of the water is. If there's too much urine, not enough urine, too much hydrogen, oxygen, we'll see.
Peroxide.
HO2, H2O. We need to figure this out before we get in.
HO2O4.
Don't mind if I do. Yeah, baby. You know what I'm getting at. This guy picks it up.
Let's be getting to our first lightning round.
Lightning round! It's time to get down! I brought my own instrument. It's like your didgeridoo, just as annoying, but nobody cares.
Lightning round guy, I don't care what people say about you. I like you.
Thanks, John. Pete keeps me in the closet. Punches me when he's angry. I'm glad you're here on Thursdays.
Well, for the month of June, Pride Month, I'm glad you came out of the closet tonight.
Yeah, when you're here, you're gay, baby.
Shout out to Olive Garden.
Shout out to Olive Garden. Free breadsticks, unlimited soup.
Well, anybody who's anybody knows that our first lightning round of the episode is always a standard Q&A. My boy Pete, are you ready for the questions?
I'm ready to answer your questions that I know will come back to haunt me later on in the episode because you don't make your real intentions known until about halfway through when I realize what's happening, even though it's happened for a year. Continue.
First one is of TV shows. This is this or that. First category, TV shows. Dukes of Hazzard or All in the Family?
Dukes of Hazzard.
Movie, Green Book or The Green Mile?
Green Mile.
Song, Down the Corner or Across the Universe?
Down the corner.
Quote, I'll be back or I'll be right back.
I'll be back. Fuck yeah. Sorry, I got excited about that one. Oh, John. Ooh, I got things to say about that one. If you're going to bring those quotes and those things back, I'll wait to hit these hammer points because I'm super excited about Arnold in a lot of different ways. Not from what he's done for our state, but just as a movie goddamn icon. And it was reignited in my soul this weekend.
This weekend? Is it something he did post gubernatorialship? Is that a word? Yeah. Gubernatorialship.
Yes. Yeah, it's post-apocalyptic is what we call it,
right,
in the biz. Kill Gunther. Have you seen that?
No. What is Kill Gunther?
It's a passion project, John, and it's made me passionate about projects again. So is it time to get into it? Because I'll go deep right now. If you want to wait, you're doing a callback and you want me to keep, but your callback is your thing, so you have your point. Okay, I'm ready. So it's written.
Yeah, go, because that was the quickest lightning round we've ever done.
Written and directed by Taron Killian from SNL, has Bobby Moynihan, has quite a few other people you kind of know, bit actors, so like little character actors. They're the two biggest ones.
Yeah.
But he wrote it, directed it, and he was a star in it, Taron Killian. And Arnold Schwarzenegger is Gunther. And so the whole thing is it's like Best in Show or Mighty Wind, where it's a documentary, like The Office.
The Christopher Guest films.
Christopher Guest kind of films.
Yeah.
So all of them are assassins. And Taron Killian was like, I want to be the best. And to be the best, you have to kill the best. I have to kill Gunther, but I'm assembling this great team. So he assembles this ragtag piece of shit like SNL assassin team and hires a crew to film him doing it. So he has, but it's like behind the scenes, and everyone is doing behind the scenes, and it's like first person one shot in the action. So it's not like filmed. It's literally all the action stuff is one shots. So it's just following and running, and like someone gets hit and the camera falls, and then it goes to another camera. It's a one shot. Oh my God, it's goddamn brilliant. But Taron Killian wrote it, right? Directed it, started it as the guy who was trying to kill Gunther, who is Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah?
Yeah.
So you're going to have a fight scene at some point. Yeah?
Yeah.
If you have money that someone's backing you to write, direct, and act, you're like, who do I want to fight and win in my bucket list of things? Right? I was like, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like,
yeah, Bruce Lee is dead, so Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No, yeah, it has to be Arnold, because you'd also say, people would say Sylvester, but he's too little, and I'm not like, when they put him on boxes, it'll make me feel weird, and I'm like, oh, you broke my dream. It's like, you want to see how Debbie Does Dallas was shot? I'm like, yeah, I do. And you see, you're like, oh no. I'm
behind the curtain.
I'm going to the monastery, and I'm never ever coming out again.
Ruins the magic.
Exactly. Right? But Arnold, and be thrown, like, fuck yeah. Like, the only other thing I could think about would be like, all right, like a Jet Li, or a if you're doing like, because he's badass now, or the fucking transporter.
Oh, right, yeah.
Like to fucking fight him. It's not real. But honestly, I feel like I could. Honestly, John, I feel like I could beat both those guys in a real fight. Like, I feel like I could.
What about Chuck Norris?
Oh no, he's badass. I couldn't. So that would be bad. No, you know what? You're right. But now at this point, it's like an homage. It's like, hey,
right.
Do you want to go horseback riding with Kevin Costner and talk about how water is taking over the world?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you do, but do you? Is it going to be the same as it was when he was in Silverado? Like, it's Kevin Costner in Yellowstone. Like, hey, do you want to see Springsteen in '84, or do you want to see him in 2014?
Or now, because his band is touring for the first time in 5 years.
Ugh, I know, and it's sad. It's like when the Stones went out.
I will probably see him. I know. And I saw the Stones. Yeah, their 50th anniversary.
And you saw Neil Young. My buddy went to see him twice.
That was within a week of each other. Neil Young was first, Stones were second. Literally 1 week later. Yeah, at the Barclays. Shout out to the Barclays.
Shout out to people who don't know when to quit. Shout out to the people who go to concerts like that, are the people who attend open casket funerals for people who have died. It's like, I still want to see them again. Like, that's not them. Remember when things were good? Remember that shit and stay the fuck away. Listen to good music. I was like, I'd like to see him in concert. When someone wheels him out on fucking stage, a hip replacement takes, like, oh shit. It's not the same, John.
You putting Bob Dylan and Willie Nelson in that same category?
I am putting Bob Dylan in. Yes. I am not putting Willie Nelson in, because Willie Nelson was a fucking grizzled cowboy when he was young.
Yeah. Same guitar with the hole in it.
Same guitar, same vocal intonance. Like, he has him as a performer, just as a vocalizer, and I'm sure Lena can back me up. but of his breath support, all old people do. Like you look at Sinatra, unbelievable.
Yeah.
His timbre changed, his pitch changed, but his support, his structure of what he did. William Nelson has not changed. Like he plays the same shit in the same keys, has the same. And granted, I haven't seen him live, except for like one song. I see him live.
Yeah.
I've never been to a concert, so I don't know if he can hold up.
Oh, he can. I have. Yeah.
Right? And like, dude, like you were the same. You're the same. You're the same. And here's these old guys who lost.
And his guitar playing ability.
Right. And you would say that Bob Dylan was like, dude. Like, oh, you got old? And like, you couldn't get worse. Like, no, he got worse. He had a stroke back then and got worse.
His most recent couple of albums, I've thought he was Tom Waits.
See,
when I didn't know what song it was. Yeah.
Dude, Tom, see, that would be a fun one. John, put this in the books. I would like to have a fun thing for me would be music of singer-songwriter, like poetry tellers. Not poetry. Fuck your poetry. Don't give me your Robert Frost bullshit, John. You bring Shakespeare to this, I so help you God, I will send you an envelope full of stars.
You're saying the storyteller, the musical storytellers.
Right, but I'm saying I would email the SARS envelope to you at twosidedpod@gmail.com. It's TWO sidedpod@gmail.com. Anyone who wants to send SARS to John, you can email him that. I'm sure there's a little, what do they call them, John? Memes? No. Little
Gifts.
Little,
some call them GIFs.
Yeah. You say tomato, I say shut the fuck up. Let's call the whole thing off.
Let's get these messages and then go to our first segment.
Giddy up, baby. I'm ready. Like I'm ready to be serious.
It's got a real weird around here.
I'm not doing any samples. The depth was right on point, man. It was right on the target. You hear that? No, it was pretty fucking shallow in parts, and you're like, whoa, dude. I can almost touch the bottom. You couldn't touch the bottom, but there's other parts where you get out and try and get your shit to shore, and you can't touch the bottom. I'm like, oh, fuck. It does get deep.
Oh, my God, John. So, okay. This is something I can promise you, the Foxes. I can promise you, because I know John is like, he's like a grandfather clock. Like he's always right twice a day, right? So I know for sure, he's gonna be coming to Arizona in like December, some point. And he's always like, "You want to come on? Come on, let's go." Like, yeah, no. I had other things. I had obligations. Turns out I'm a boat person. I'm a man of no country at this point, and I'm ready to fucking clown. So when John says like, "You want to go to Arizona?" Yep. So believe you me, if it's not prior, it will be in December that the Peacock and the My Boy Pete will be in Arizona. He has to go to Mexico because he has to report for duty and tell him everything he learned over here. He's a spy. Once a year, he should go back and report to his. No, does that sound?
Times during that movie, best fucking goofy spy movie, killer movie ever.
Girl, I love you. That's why I love her. She knows this movie. I didn't even have to explain. It's like, you're like, I've never heard of it. All these actors I like, a funny movie. I'm unaware. And MFA's like, yeah, motherfucker, it's hilarious. John, I laughed so hard, I wet other people's pants. I peed so hard in my pants, it went to someone. Granted, it was from across the room. I got distance. Okay, let's edit that out. Ready? 3, 2, 1. We're not live.
Talking about Jason Statham?
Yes.
Badass.
So one of my favorite fight scenes, because I'm looking at fight scenes. If you have your penultimate goal, your perfect fight scene of what you want to do. If you like action movies, if you don't, I totally get it. Like, who do you want to read a book with and have tea with? Like, in that same respect, in that same like, oh, that would be so badass if I was that person with that other person. When Jason Statham did in Transporter, when he had in the garage, they put on the fucking bicycle clips and fucked those people up in the garage after he kicked all the oil, like, oh, fucking shit up. And he's like scraping and making sparks. That's awesome. I hear that how it sounds when I say it out loud.
I've got a bone to pick with you.
Oh shit, it's the headphones.
Bone to pick with you.
Here it comes.
So I just finished watching last night. Last night I finished watching Idiocracy. Kind of a stupid movie.
Yeah.
I started and finished watching The Boss Level, which is an awesome movie, but really, really shit ending. And you had me hyped up, and you let me down, buddy. You let me down.
This is rough. So two things to say. So one, there are slow burn movies that I've found, and I guess now that Idiocracy kind of was, but I think it only took me like 2 times to watch it. Right? But we all know who I am and how I watch movies. Like, you're watching 2 or 3 every weekend, 3 or 4 every weekend, and then like 1 or 2 during the week. You're always looking for someone to go to. And there's that whole time in college, and then like when I fucking moved out and decided to trick this world solo.
Right.
I moved out and didn't get cable. I was like, man, I don't need that. I don't need a couch. I don't need a bed. I'm good. I got a house. I don't need cable. So I had a TV and a DVD player. So all I did was watch any DVDs I had over and over and over. They did that for like a year. So I think that's where I got most of my goodness, most of my well-behaved nature. Bro, I'm telling you, okay, hear me out. We've diagnosed you, Mr. B, and the thing is, your shit's fucked up. You kind of talk like a bitch. And that's, John, when you played, if you weren't looking for things, if you were Johnny on the spot, and I don't know how to do it, if you had played Mr. B's little things, like, well, you kind of talk like a bitch, and he's like, there you go again, talking like a bitch. All right, Mr. B, this one goes in your mouth, this one goes into your ear, and this one goes in your butt. Wait, no, hold on. This one goes into your butt. This one goes in your mouth. This one goes in your ear. It's the slow burn, brother. Like, okay, so that's my thing on that. Boss Level, bro, hear me out on this one, because I don't even have to defend this one. I don't even have, because you defended it. You gave me everything I needed. You said my own argument. It's a brilliant movie. It's unbelievable. It's great. It has a shit ending. Welcome to life, Mr. V. Elvis died while taking a shit. Right? That's all I'm saying. You can have the best, amazing, fucking unbelievable. You can have your fucking Graceland anywhere, but your ending is 99% shit. The best you can hope for is with a bunch of people looking sad at you around the bed, holding and like trying not to cough your germ, like holding their heads away while you cough on them. Like, come on, man. Like, I want to go buy a horrible wheat threshing mixer. I want something out of the blue, like John. It's John and Pete. Here's the show. It's a 2-sided pot. We're doing this whole fucking and we're about to make it. We signed the contracts. We're on the way. Here we come. Like, we're gonna make it. Doing something on the way now. Something Canada now. We're gonna make it. Our dreams come true. We're gonna do it. And then we don't sing enough of the words, so we don't have to actually pay the copyrights. But then in the video that we also freelance, I get hit by a truck. No one saw that coming. That's a shit ending. Like, yeah, I know, right? You didn't get hit by a truck, bro. Shit is fucked. Mr. B, I'm so glad you're here. I'm a negative Nancy when it comes to Indians of life, but I'm with you. I love the shit in you. I can, if you want, bro, I'll think quietly while John does his serious segment because I don't even listen to this point. I'm going to go ahead and compile a list of movies that I love. Were amazing movies with shit endings, and I'm going to read them off to you in alphabetical order, then in chronological order, then in order that I rated them, then in order that Rotten Tomatoes rated them, and then the order that John has seen and or heard of them. I like to give options. All of those things are untrue. Let's get serious, John.
If you're doing that, I have to immediately recommend The Fisher King, just because what you were talking about of being that cautionary tale of everything's great, then hit by the truck, is Tom Waits' role. Tom Waits' role in the movie is like, I'm like a buoy. Warning, go no further. I'm all right.
No, I understand. No, I watched it, but but I'm saying I didn't like The Fisher King. If you look at Tom Waits, if you looked at the Seven Psychopaths when he was in that, unbelievable movie, fucking unbelievable. But as far as, and that's the thing is, I don't like Fisher King. Mr. V didn't like Idiocracy. Like, all right, but that's why I feel like both of you are not good people in judging things, and I'm good. And that's why I'm magnanimous, and I continue to give you my love, my respect, my time, my confidence. Look, see this? You're under my wings of trust. Both of you guys. Like, I got one Aussie, I got one Ginger. You guys are right here. Like, right here. You guys are good. Keep on talking your crazy shit. I still love you. Still love you.
I feel so safe.
It's a trust tree, John. It's a trust tree, bro. Come on, baby. Let's go with it. Let's get serious, man. I'm tired of all this nonsense. I love me some Mr. V, though. I love me some MFA. I love me some Foxes. I'll let you know. I love me some Mona Lisa. I love me some Dre the Therapist. I love John. I'm not going to go off on a little tangent, but I like my friend John L. Peacock likes to say shout out. So we've made great friends on there, and there's great people that I would have no desire to literally just talk to John if it wasn't for you guys. I do that shit enough. It's only because of you and you alone. This is for you. John, let's get serious.
Shout out to the Stereo app. All right.
Shout out to seriousness.
Our first segment of the episode is about baby formula and its recent shortage.
Oh, well, no, thank God. I was like, I just ate. I couldn't put another thing in me, John. If you're offering some, I am stuffed to the gills. Can't even, nope, no thank you.
So known as infant formula, baby formula, or just formula, it's a manufactured food designated and marketed for feeding to babies and infants under 12 months of age, usually prepared for bottle feeding or cup feeding from powders mixed with water or liquid.
Right. Okay, so again, this is a really fun segment. Because I feel like it's one of those ones where we shouldn't be touching it on the level we're going to touch it, because you've researched babyformula.org, Johnson & Johnson. I should have been a GerberKid.com. Like, you're going to do all these weird little deep dives of your research. I don't have kids. I stayed with my sister, my kids. Like, I don't have kids. I don't do the thing. Like, but hey, you good? You need money? You good? All right, cool. Everything's good. You go to the hospital? Is everything good? I don't need to know why. You good? I'll come. Shh, don't tell me. I'm good. You're good.
And that's why you're Uncle Pete.
Bro, I give the best presents.
I probably have the best conversations with the kids, you know.
Right. No, that's what I mean about presents. It's like I'm
present of me.
Yeah, I don't bring anything tangible, John. Oh, the English language is so difficult for you kids, and that's your first lesson from Uncle Pete. See you next birthday. And I take off and like presents. They have a year to simmer on that one. It's like your Uncle Pete's gonna give you more. Not even true.
You're not going to give them more.
No, you're never going to get any more knowledge. Now I'm just giving you money. Fuck it. You kids want guns? Me too.
So the use of a wet nurse, a woman who breastfeeds another child,
Right.
was common practice before the introduction of feeding bottle and formula. Wet nursing began as early as 2000 BC and extended until the 20th century. Throughout this period, wet nursing evolved from an alternative of need in 2000 BC to an alternative of choice from roughly around 950 BC to 1800 AD. It became...
Wait, you rattling shit off now. You gave a lot of facts and I was with you. I was like, I'm appalled, and now I'm not understanding. And you kept going, like, now I'm lost. And John's like, where'd you go? Where'd who go? John, read the audience. Wet nurses, great, because they were from the things to the things. And I didn't write the numbers down because I'm just appalled that you're talking about wet nursing, right? And then it makes me appalled with myself because I have stories to tell. Shit. We're gonna wait till we hit to like now. But then you said it was a replacement from mead. Like they were giving, you couldn't nurse a baby, so you gave it mead. What did you say about mead, bro?
Oh, need, N-E-E-D. So it evolved from an alternative of need, out of necessity, to an alternative of choice.
Nancy, echo, domino, over.
Right. So the women who could not nurse had wet nurses. To the women who could nurse, I don't want to, I'm going to have my wet nurse do it.
Ooh,
that's the difference.
John, yeah, no. This is where you need to wash yourself, because I'm not going to be an asshole and let you set yourself up for it, because anything you do sets me up for a joke. And if you talk like that, it makes my job a lot more difficult. So I need you to be cognizant of what you're saying in the situation that we're dealing with.
Yeah.
Right. I can't, John. Let's not trivialize. Let's not put things into different buckets or say anything. Let's just now.
It was a vast oversimplification. Yeah, you're right.
No, 100%. But I'm saying let's figure out our script and stick to it. You son of a bitch, you ginger fuck. See, stick to the fucking bread and butter. Stick to the things that people like. Swearing at gingers, cursing and swearing on death. Wow.
Shakespeare even references wet nursing, the nurse of Juliet in Romeo and Juliet talks about that specifically, of her breastfeeding Juliet and having to wean her from the nipple.
Right, because there was, and it was a normal thing. If we're just gonna talk specific history of the normal, so wet nurses were very common, and normally it came about because of people who were siring children for trying to get, and you were royalty or you're some kind of nobility. Then you had the commoners who had the wet nurses, who now as poor as is like, this is your job, where it just turns out I can lactate either because I'm always having babies or I just happen to. So this is my job. And so people don't, granted, bro, I don't know, like anyone who's had kids, I have not. I have been at my sister's house for longer than I needed to. I have been with Griff's house. I've been where children or babies are present. Like, oh no, man, like 2 hours. Like, oh no, I'm good. Oh no. So you get to the point like, I love this thing, but you're good. It's like how I feel about the two-sided pot. Like, I love it. But I want to murder it in the fucking creek. But they get to that point. So if you can get away, like, oh, I'll do your laundry if you come and wet nurse my child, and I'll basically, it's like a babysitter for infants.
Yeah, right.
That was all it was. So if we're talking specifics, yes, I get that. But John, be careful with our verbiage. Be careful with our, like, if I'm offending people, I want to offend them for the right reasons. I want to do it like on things hills I can die on, things that are not because of you slipped up and you're the educated one and I'm the one. It's like, whoa. Let's all be safe here. Jesus Christ. Fucking place is a mess. Let's do a goddamn shot and see if we can get back on track. Ready?
I'm ready. Cheers.
Perfect. Here we go. Cheers. Woo! Oh, no. I think I drank too much today.
Funny you say that, because I'm almost done with this portion of the segment, but I originally had 1.5 to almost 2 pages just about wet nursing because it was fascinating. And I was like, oh, wait, the segment's not about wet nursing. And so the rest is, it became a well-organized profession with contracts and laws designed to regulate its practice. Despite objections during the Middle Ages and the Renaissance, wet nursing continued until the feeding bottle was introduced in the 19th century. With a feasible alternative feeding method available, wet nursing as a profession quickly declined to extinction. That's it.
John?
2 pages to that one paragraph.
John. They took our jobs, is what I'm saying. They took my job. I have teeth, John. Can you milk me?
No.
Okay, no. That was from... No, it's a horrible idea. You shouldn't say these things. You shouldn't talk about... Oh, but this little segment of what... You motherfucker. Oh, you're not done with the serious segment. You're just done with wet nursing.
That was it. Yeah, that because I had 2 pages of it, and I edited myself.
Listen, you're right. Yeah. You're listening. Answer the question.
Oh, I have several pages of the actual thing, which is baby formula. Oh yeah, no, we're going.
So, holy shit, folks! Yeah. And that's been a great.
Strap yourself in.
Good night. We'll see, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be in the green room if you need me. It's crazy son of a bitch. Like he was gonna do 4 pages of wet nursing. No, man. I thought we were gonna go like have a little. I have friends who I act with, and like she went out on maternity, so she couldn't act. Like she was acting until like 6 months pregnant, and like I can do it. It's like we don't want you to do it. Like actively, I don't want to be around you. Like, I love you, but if anything happens, I'm running. Like, you're on your own. Like, this is like Naked and Afraid. The stage will clear. We're going to put on a fucking spotlight and crickets in the background. You are done, bitch. But I know a lot of people who are either having babies or the friends that like, there was a lot of babies in that I was friends with. And there was one person I was connected with. Like baby. So I knew for a fact that they would sell their breast milk. And I knew for a fact that one of their husbands, because I would like, you'd have to go and like, he wasn't my homie. I was with my friend Heather. And I'd go over there and hang out and whatever. Like, whiskey in that? I was like, whiskey in that? Cool. hey, do you want some milk? You want breast milk? I'm like, no. He was like, yeah, she sells all this stuff. I steal like 4 or 5 things. It's the best. He was trying to get me to, like, it's the best for coffee. He was like, I take it to work. Like, I sell it to buddies at work. I was like, that is so fucking gross.
Wow.
That is so gross. But I know for
a little squirt will do you. Wow.
I know for a fact that exists because I followed up and like he confirmed. A homie was like,
you just cut out. Say that again.
Yeah, no, it's awful. Like he confirmed, like it happens, and like that whole thing of. So that's what people are doing now, John. And again, but now in this day and age, you don't know what things are in people's bodies. It's
right.
Like back then, like, oh, you just had pornis and the gout. That's fine. My baby will be fine. And now you have like, oh shit, I don't know what you got. Like, you don't want to buy fluids. Like, I mean, I still buy a few. Like, there's like 2 or 3 that I still. Thank God for Amazon. Am I right, Jeff Bezos?
So, clay feeding vessels dated back to 2000 BC and onwards have been found in graves of newborn infants. At first, the objects were thought to be containers for filling oil lamps. However, chemical analysis revealed casein from animals' milk in the container's residue, which suggests that animals' milk was used in ancient times as an alternative to breast milk, the first form of formula.
Did they ever try to milk rice, John, or oats, or almonds? No. I feel like they were an industrial people. They should have figured something out. They're burying babies with jars of. Anyway, go ahead.
So throughout the ages until the end of the 19th century, animals' milk was the most common source of artificial feeding. As mentioned earlier,
shout out to animals' milk. Come on, John. Stay with the program. It's not a script. We're not Russian. We're European. John's favorite joke.
It's a good one. We'll tell it later. The types of animals' milk used was dependent on the kind of animal that was available. Goat, sheep, donkey, camel, pig, horses, and obviously the most common and universally used milk for artificial feeding was cow's milk.
Bro, who was the person who decided to like, I'm going to pull on that. Well, that came out. I'm going to drink that. That's delicious. Let's pull on other things and drink them. Like, who is that person? I don't want.
A Neanderthal. I mean, it's so long ago. It's probably prehistoric. It's long before civilization, before recorded time, or even oral history of humanity is around. Because especially the cow. Think about it. They naturally bloat down there more than any other animal. The udder is such a significant thing on a cow compared to any other female lactating animal.
Now we're talking female lactating. I was like, have you seen me on St. Patty's Day? I blow like a motherfucker.
Different kind of bloating. Only talk about lactation. Yeah.
We're talking lactation.
Yeah.
I have never. John, have you? I've heard people have. Henry did.
Did he?
Yeah. Yeah. He could squeeze like, because he was the one who had like no chest hair, but like hair around his nipples, but he grew like a China. Like, okay, see, look at that. It's going to be super bad. It grew like a Fu Manchu.
There you go.
It was very long hairs and he could touch his nipple hairs. Like, dude, why are you doing this? Like, I time together. Look at this. Dude, you're fucked up. But he could also like, look at this shit. And like, he was like, dude, you're giving yourself a miracle. What are you doing? It's like, holy shit, man. We can feed off you in the desert for at least a week. Let's go to the fucking desert and figure this out.
And Bob also lactated.
Yeah, well, Bob had bitch tits, John.
Right. An important scientific advancement of the 19th century was food preservation. In 1810, Nicolas Appert developed a technique to sterilize food in sealed containers. His development was followed by the invention of evaporated milk, which was patented in 1835 by William Newton.
See, it just like this is such a big thing because this point right here, right? If you're looking at a game board and you're looking at this conversation, you're looking at our flow chart, right? Because I think of everything you do. I have a very weird mind. I see it as like a flow chart. Like you're giving this topic and it goes here. So like we hit this point. Oh, here's 2 forks. And I can go this way, and you're gonna go this way. Like, all right, I can go this way. So you see, like it's almost like a family tree. It's kind of fucked up. Like it's like ingrown and inbred. It's really bad, right? But I see these little things, and like that one right there. You talking about evaporated milk and the invention about evaporated milk. I would love to do John Gruen list because honestly, I have big feelings about this about WIC. Because when you have the misnomer of WIC and food stamps and the idea of food stamps and what you can get your evaporated milk, but now with WIC you can get like here's your 4 gallons every 2 weeks. You can get your cheese that used to be government cheese. These are the things that we would process to help like. Oh, you're poor? Here you go. Here's some processed shit for you. Fine. No problem, see? And we stuck with these archaic views for so long. And it's good. Like I'm not saying don't have it. Like this is the bare minimum we can do. This is the bare minimum we can do. And like WIC is like, and the people who work there, the organization, like just different little avenues from there. But it's like when you're talking about the powdered milk of the
evaporated milk,
evaporated milk, and then you go into because the only reason that took off. Well, shit, are you gonna go? Okay, you go.
You're right. I'm going down the different fork because I saw that, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about how that led to the formula.
Okay, I'm with you. Like, but put it on the list because that's something I want to talk about. Like, you get my fucking blood all boiling. I'm not an activist, but I'm a fucking pissed off human being, John. Hey, I ain't gonna go march anywhere unless it's from the fridge to the couch and all fucking post and shit. Unless there's free cocktails, and I will definitely.
So evaporated milk was 1835, 1853, which as a dyslexic was weird that they had those. Anyway, Texan Gail Borden added sugar to the evaporated milk, canned it, the substance, and sold it as Eagle brand condensed milk, which became a popular infant food.
They gave that to babies?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? I did not know that.
Yeah, evaporated milk is not the powder form.
No, I know.
Okay.
When you say condensed milk, her brand that's still today that my grandma used in her cakes, that is like, oh, you like milk that's thick as fuck and sugary? Here you go. Like, that's not normal. And that's not breast milk. Like, I didn't taste it, but I saw it. Like, it didn't look like that. Like, it's holy shit. You're giving kids an oil slick. No wonder they poop like that.
So in 1885, John B. Mehrling developed an unsweetened condensed milk, labeling it as evaporated milk. So it's a weird circle of all that. But that product became a popular choice for infant feeding and was highly recommended by pediatricians from the 1930s to the 1940s. So a thing that was already around that became sweet was then unsweetened, and that person got all the money for it. Whatever.
Well, in the baby formula industry, in that.
Right.
Because now when you look at that, because both of those things still exist today, you can get condensed, sweetened, you can get evaporated, unsweetened, canned milk, and it all depends on what you're cooking or baking at that point, because you don't want to cook with it. Yeah, but that kind of shit is like, oh, you do this as the anyway. Sorry, yeah, no. Yeah.
Right. The 1920s, scientists also began developing non-milk based formulas for infants allergic to cow milk. The first non-milk formula was based on soy flour and became available to the public in 1929. Like the first formulas introduced in the late 1900s or 19th century, soy formula lacked vital nutrients, particularly vitamins, and eventually the problem was resolved with vitamin fortification.
Yeah, it's what the body craves, John.
Yeah, electrolytes. Yeah.
See, Mr. V, electrolytes. It's what the body craves. See, bro? Now you're getting all these little fucking tidbits. You're welcome.
And if it's what the body craves, it's obviously what plants crave. Electrolytes. Exactly. It's what plants crave. As formulas evolved and research supported their efficacy, manufacturers began to advertise directly to physicians. And by 1929, the American Medical Association formed a committee on foods to approve the safety and quality of formula composition, forcing many infant food companies to seek the approval of the AMA or organizations the seal or the organization's quote seal of acceptance.
Right. So they were saying like, "Oh, you're feeding our kids this stuff. We need to make sure it's good." So it went through that. Okay, and I'm with that. I'm with that because look at all the dog food recalls. Look at all the bullshit that it's not. And you have the ADA.
Yep.
The AKC, PBS, the NMLP,
NSPCA.
Yeah, all of them. Like they get together. Those like you get your acronyms. I got my acronyms. That's conglomerate. That's a lobby. I'm with it.
So 3 years later, advertising became regulated so that manufacturers of baby formula could not solicit information to non-medical personnel, which facilitated a positive relationship between the physicians and the formula companies. But by the 1940s and 1950s, physicians and consumers regarded by then, the use of formulas as well-known, popular, and a safe substitute for breast milk. Consequently, breastfeeding experienced a steady decline until the 1970s from the 1940s.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, 100%, because, oh, no, dear. I don't want to have any of that baby milk on me. That would be horrible. And the 7's like, oh, man, I'm going to breastfeed till I'm like 16. It's cool. Keep him out there. Keep him weird. Right on. John, like, you got to look at our, again, you have to look at our society. You can't specifically, and that's my big thing. Government has been fucked. People have been fucked. Organizations have been fucked. The nonprofits have been fucked. Everyone grows, right? And you change. If you change, good for you. You know what? Good for you. I am anti that you can't smoke in the workplace anymore. It's like, what is that about? And no one slapped me in the ass to let me know I'm doing a good job. What is that about? I do a lot of good work. I get no ass slaps. Bullshit.
Where are my accolades?
Right? It's like, did you just grab my ass? No, sir. We have physical impossibility if I grab your ass. You better wash your ass. Go in there and get some whippets. You get it. John gets it.
So the American Academy of Pediatrics Committee on Nutrition first made recommendations for vitamins and mineral levels for infant formula in 1967. Those recommendations have been revised periodically.
It all depends on who's lobbying the hardest. That's how they've been revised. And that's the thing's bullshit. Like, they're the ones who are the most. Hear me out, John. I'm not trying to start things, but if you look at specifically, take a step back, right? Fuck the cops. Like, I'm trusting them. Right? Like, oh, it's fucking ICE. I trust them. Okay, but you trusted the CDC up until a couple years ago, 100%. Like, all right, cool. Like, all right, you're off the board. Move the dice. Fuck that shit. But I was like, oh, you're the baby people? You like the kids? Or the SPCA? You like the dogs? You are still infallible. Like, whatever you say, because you wouldn't be in this business to fuck shit up. Just like we thought no one else would be in any other business to fuck anything else up. Right? We haven't, and unfortunately, the shoe hasn't dropped yet. I feel like maybe it's because I've been burned too much in life. Like, I just, again, watch the George Carlin thing. I feel like I'm gonna watch the world burn. Like, yeah, great. I like a lot of people, but I have no qualms either way. I just need the money and the success and the fame and the following, and then all of my angst, my hate will come forward for fruition.
And for our listeners at home, what is the George Carlin thing?
It's on HBO. It's a 2-part documentary on HBO. Type in George Carlin. Tell him
George Carlin's American Dream.
Yeah, but tell him my boy Pete's actually going to get a discount.
Sure.
Not true, but try to type that in, because you'll spend like 5 minutes trying to type that shit in your platform, and I feel like that's funny enough for me.
Perhaps the greatest achievement in nutrition research over the past several decades has been the introduction of specialty formulas and human milk modifiers used to feed premature and very low birth weight infants. For terms and near-term infants, formula manufacturers have continued to improve their, quote, standard formulas to more closely resemble breast milk.
Oh, man. Closely resemble that breast milk. Like, again, we should not be talking about this. We do not know, but come on, man.
I'm just looking at the history. I'm looking at how they've improved it.
No. What you're doing is you're regurgitating what their propaganda was when they released it. And that's fine, but I need you to understand that that's what you're doing.
Right.
Hey, I can shit in a box until it's fucking certified. Ain't gonna do any good. It's a certified piece of shit, John. You better look at a fucking bull by sticking your head up the butcher's ass. Right? But I'm not here to fucking sell you short, John. Wait, it would have to be your bull. I'm just saying, because they say these things, like, yeah, it tastes more like breast milk. Like, it's the same thing as like, it tastes more like chicken for your dogs. Like, does it?
Right. Dogs don't know it's not bacon.
Yeah, but I do, because I ate all my dog's food. Like, if I'm feeding it to you, I'm eating it too. Also, yours is cheaper, so let's put cheese on mine and we'll have dinner. Maybe
I'm just eating it alone. Mea culpa, mea culpa.
Mea culpa.
Right.
Maybe people love me all the time. Maybe I'm afraid they do. Anyway, tell me about that breast milk, John.
Well, they say that the first amount of breast milk that a woman produces is, quote, unquote, liquid gold. It is, right. And so it actually, the composition shifts.
It does. It does.
And formula cannot replicate that. Right.
No, it doesn't. It can't. It won't. But it makes me uncomfortable hearing you say the words. Like there's certain things like today, right? Today, if my dad and mom like let's go to dinner and talk about sex. When the penis enters the vagina, I was like, whoa, like, no, I get it. We're all adults and you're saying scientific facts, but I don't need to hear this from you. I don't need to hear this from you. John, your liquid gold is liquid lava in my ears. I adore you. Tell me more.
So shifting into the shortage, over the past few years, two companies have begun marketing a niche formula, including lactose-free formulas and a soy formula with dietary fiber to hasten recovery from gastroenteritis.
Yeah,
and a formula with rice starch for babies with reflux.
100%, because my baby's a vegan. I bought my baby at the farmer's market. His name is Sky, and he doesn't like anything but soy. It turns out that I'm not soy, and I hate myself for it. So if you give me soy product, also he likes Hatch chilies is his favorite. So anything with Hatch chilies, anything from the farmer's market, fresh fish, but also soy. Isn't that right, Scott?
Some studies have shown that the use of formula can vary according to the parent's socioeconomic status, ethnicity, and other characteristics. And in the United States, mothers of lower socioeconomic status have been found less likely to breastfeed, although this may be partly related to the adverse effects of the nutrition supplement program, WIC, that you were talking about, that provided subsidies for infant formula.
John, I love you. I love you so much. I feel like everything you say now is so smart. Everybody I love, John. Anything I say can and will be used against me in John's court of law after the fact. I have the right to attorney. I cannot afford one. So John will not appoint me to me. It's going to be brilliant. John, you can't say these things. Like, it's not our place, man. Or maybe it's our total place. And maybe it's your place to say these things, but it's my place to say that we have no place.
We have no place. You are correct.
No place.
I 100% agree with you, and that's why I really stick to the facts and the history. I'm not throwing my 2 cents because I don't have 2 cents to throw because I'm not a parent and I'm not a woman.
Well, the jury's out on both of those. I'm just gonna
not that I know of.
Right? One of my favorite people in the world. She's fucking funny as shit. She's not a comedian at all. When they're going like, oh, just meeting people and meet and greet at a fucking cocktail mixer. And I know her, like I came with her. And like, oh, here's what do you do? And I do this, and like, oh, from here. And I go, do you have any kids? Not that I know of. Oh, you bitch. That's fucking fantastic. That was my line and you stole it. Mine was more aggressive. Yours is brilliant.
It's so much better because it's coming from her.
Right. No, 100% better. And also she was in a coma for 10 years, so really no one knows. That's a joke too.
So in 2022, formula has been hard to find in some parts of the country since suspected contamination led to a recall and the shuttering of a big manufacturing plant in Michigan. Shout out to Michigan.
Shout out to shuttering.
The plant reportedly supplied as much as 1/5 of all the infant formula in the country, but the problem's bigger than that.
No, it's 100% bigger than that. It's a because you look at the monopolies and what our FDA has approved for what is approved, it is a monopoly of the companies who can produce those specific ingredients and specific things. So when we talk about our supply chain, that is fucking hilarious to me. Like, oh, I can't get my goddamn Amazon Pikachu fuck your couch bullshit because there's a boat in the Panama Canal. That's all hilarious to me. But when there's baby formula that is now tainted in one of the 3 factories that can make it. And I was like, oh no, that is what a supply chain is like. Hey, remember when you asked me the definition of irony? There it is. You didn't ask, but I just want to tell you.
Yeah. A quick recap of what the regulations were. Companies had to look at 1 pound of their product and check it for contamination of this specific bacteria. If it was infected, they did not have to report it to the FDA. Right. Occasionally, the FDA would come around to these companies and check the reports. That's why it was able to build up so much, because it wasn't like 1%. And the 1 pound could be of any amount. So 50,000 pounds, 1 pound was what they looked at. It was very ambiguous, and because of that, it was highly unregulated and kind of, whatever.
Loosey-goosey, man.
Loosey-goosey, yeah. So the FDA does come into this factory. They find the contamination not only all over the factory with out-of-date parts and holes in the machines that were doing it, which could create the contamination.
Right. You can't. There's not enough little Dutch boys to plug the dike.
Right. The contamination was so high that they had to destroy everything that was in the factory, do a major nationwide recall, saying if you bought from this company, put in your numbers, serial numbers of the baby food, a baby formula, and if it matches this, do not feed it, get rid of it immediately, right, and close the factory down. That's how big it was. That's how big the contamination was.
It was super bad, and the recalls were not good. That's not good. Like anything that's out in the market and people who have bought it and people who don't have access to news and not good. It's not good. But at the same time, John, I'm down to burn everything to the ground. Yeah, these are out of date. It's out of date. That's out of date. I'm gonna get some gasoline, smoke a joint, and see what happens. You guys down, clown, or not? But it reminds me a lot of I was just watching Narcos Mexico, and Pablo Escobar was like, you know what? This is the whole thing. It's like, let it slide, let it slide. This is the price of business. This is what you do. And then it's like, no, get in touch with the American government, and now it's all CDC time. It's all bullshit, John. I don't know if that tracks, but I'm pretty sure I feel good about it.
So the infant formula industry is a multi-billion-dollar business dominated by a handful of firms. Like you said, almost a monopoly. We've talked about this very recently. In the U.S., just 4 companies control about 90% of the market, including Abbott Nutrition, the firm behind the shuttered Michigan plant.
Right. See, and that's the same thing. That's why people started. It sucks because the people who have dogs and no children have more expendable cash and care more about their animals. So they're like, fuck no. Like, there's whole cancer hospitals set up for dogs because fuck you.
Right.
We're taking our dogs home and you're not. But kids is like, yeah, there's a lot of kids. Like, we can have more. But this one's kind of stupid anyway. Like, your mom and I had to talk about you a lot. Well, the palsy didn't take him, neither the scarlet fever.
Another thing that led to this shortage is that these companies operate a relatively small amount of formula factories in order to maximize efficiency and keep their production costs low. So they do not have redundancies. They do not have a large storehouse of backorder formula.
Right. It's not like we're dealing with gas shortages and shit. And like, the government can let oil out of their reserves. Like, there's no baby formula. The same time, like in '86, when we had that big lube shortage, no one was letting lube out. Everyone was dry humping. It was ridiculous, bro. You guys know. High five if you do. Nope. All right, fair enough. Let's do a shot.
That's what led to the clothed dry hump, so that you wouldn't have the rash.
Oh, John. Oh, little silly bastard. That's what college was about. Clothed dry humps. Look at my hands, Linda. Look at my hands, Linda.
Cheers. Cheers to everybody listening.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, man.
Good luck to you. Folks, if you like this formula, if you like this idea, if you are a better person than I, hit that subscribe, hit that like, hit that alert button. We are on the Spotify, we are on the Apple Pods, we are on the Instagrams, we're live on YouTube on Thursdays, we're on Serial on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we're on Farmers Only, we're on Plenty of Fish. John, I put your profile in and I got a pretty good hit, and I think it might be the Sasquatch. So if we can go find Bigfoot, John, that's our next show. So he likes large beasts who lumber through the forest, lots of body hair, and scared photographers. Like, rah, rah, rah. I was like, John, we got her. Let's go to the fucking forest. Nailed it.
So we are Two-Sided. If you check us out on YouTube, it's Two-Sided Podcast, and all of our socials are at Two-Sided Pod, TWO Sided Pod. Quote,
And
they're concentrating...
If you don't like any of those naming choices, you can email us and tell us so at twosidedpod@gmail.com. That's TWO-sidedpod@gmail.com, and tell us how our naming conventions are confusing as a nut. Go on, John. I just want to get all the good stuff in.
Quote, they're concentrating production into a few very large plants but that creates a lot of risk, says Claire Calloway of Open Market Institute, an anti-monopoly think tank. Quote, a huge part of the crisis we're seeing now is from the closure of one plant.
Sorry, I can't get out. I'm in this think tank.
The Ponder Box.
The Ponder Box. Oh, wait, get to your stupid joggy box, John. No, Claire, I know her, and she's a good thinker. Like, I've been asking her to get in the tank. And I usually say put the lotion on the skin unless it gets the think box again, Claire. And she's like, all right, well, let's think about baby formula and maybe connect with John.
Another thing is that typically the U.S. buys almost no infant formula from other countries because there's a steep 17.5 tariff on most formulas brought in.
Exactly, because they have a good system. We don't, and the people who don't, you get penalized for doing stupid bullshit. Like, goddamn, the tariffs and the imports and the exports. I don't want to buy anything that's been processed or sold, John. I don't want to sell anything that's been bought or processed, and I don't want to process anything that's been. I don't want to sell it. I don't want to do any of them shits. Kickboxing, John. Kickboxing. That's a sport of the future.
Yeah, none of that. Regulations governing the manufacture and labeling of formulas are designed to protect the safety of the U.S. infants, but they also serve to protect the domestic formula companies from overseas competition.
100%. That's exactly what it's money. It's not the kids come second, the money comes first. So you have the regulations for the safety of the formula for the kids, because like, yeah, kids matter, but we're not going to produce enough, have a stockpile, have a supply chain, have partners, have overseas connections, have any sort of exfiltration issue idea of how we're going to get out of any sticky situation. But the kids come first. I do it for the kids. It's mainly like Chef from South Park. Oh, but the children. Fuck you, Chef. That's why you get fired. Now you know better.
Right. So many formulas from so many countries would easily pass the FDA regulations for baby formula, but the FDA has never said yes or no. They wouldn't rate them so that they wouldn't be allowed in. And since to address the current formula shortage, the FDA has relaxed its rules to allow imported formulas in. Tactic admission that foreign supplies can be sold safely with adequate precautions.
Adequate precautions. Come on, no, girl. It's called just a tip. No, you cool. Everything good. Oh, in a time of shortage, the messaging changes, John. I'm saying I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I love them all. I support them all like they're all my little children. Come unto me. I'm like Jesus for the conspiracies. However, I pick and choose. I'm like a little girl in the forest picking lilies. Fuck off. Onesies, twosies. I don't pick the whole goddamn forest. I feel like I only made that reference because I wanted to skip right now. I was like, gotta be on camera. I can't.
1, 2, skip to my loo.
3, 4, praise come for you. 5, 6. Easy to triple. Yeah, but I don't know, man.
So to wrap this up, looking at how soon the shortage of formula will end, it's not overnight. The FDA says it will take about 2 weeks to restart production at the Abbott's Sturgis plant, and another 6 to 8 weeks to bring the plant to full capacity. With imported formula, they also need to be screened, and that is probably weeks away from showing up on store shelves. So
but if you look at that, so there's a lot of things they're doing. Because I have friends who have babies right now who are going through this, and like drinking buddies who are like, oh man, you get the real deal, Holyfield, when you have a shot with someone instead of like, hey man, how's it going? Good, you? Good weather. And you're pushing a stroller by as I'm smoking a cigarette in the park. Like it's a different world. So there's few and far between places, and you're having to check serial numbers, labels, and shit like that. But because FDA is so fucked up here, if you change one of the things that one of my homies said, if you get everyone's doing an advertisement for the VPN for all the podcasts and all the bullshit. You change your VPN so you can get the UK Netflix. You can get the shows that in Australia that are not here in the US for Netflix and whatever. Like they always make it for video, and then they say like, oh, no one can find what your IP address is because it's VPN. Like yeah. But what people do is like, dude, you change your VPN and you order from Canada and you ship it to a place across the border, and then they ship it across. So you can get, if you buy from Canada, you can get baby formula. And it's not, you're not claiming it's baby formula, and it's not inspected by the FDA in the US because you're buying it from Canada.
Right.
It's like, man, I get my baby formula from Canada, I get my insulin from Mexico. This is a great world we live in, John. I get my gun violence right in the middle of where I live. This is perfect. For sure.
I would say that Grace and Frankie just did an episode about them bring senior meds back from Mexico, and that's a new thing. It's not a new thing.
It's not a new
Like
thing at all.
my siblings need thyroid medicine, and they've been getting it. I don't think anymore, but they used to because it was.
You've been doing that. I heard about it from you.
Yeah.
With people when we were in school, that was like 96, 97, 98. Like around there that we went, like, and then the 2000, you told me that was happening then. I was like, oh, and then I see it when we go down in the 2000s. I'm like, holy shit. Okay. And now, like, there was a whole documentary about people from San Diego going from all New Mexico, Arizona, and coming into a place in San Diego, going across the border in a van and going to get their insulin because it's cheaper for them to fly from New Mexico and stay in a hotel and pay a fucking coyote to go to Mexico to buy drugs, which are legal, and then bring them back across, which is illegal. But it's like it saves them hundreds of dollars.
And there's no abuse. It's not abusing. It's not bringing back narcotics. It's not bringing back things for recreation. It's
Right,
bringing back things they need.
Right, and that was the thing that I took the most umbrage with. I'm like, man, if you're not taking something back, like you're gonna get caught with something, it's the same penalty, motherfucker. Jesus Christ, get some ketamine, get some fucking Ambien, get something that we can get prosecuted for fun. Shit.
So the use of military air freight contracts might speed the delivery up quite a bit of the international formula. In the meantime, the administration is working with domestic formula makers and retailers to ensure that existing supplies get to where they're needed most.
See, again, John, like John's defense is the whole Nazi propaganda. I was just following orders. I was just reading the headlines. I'm just doing my due diligence. Where we, as learned people, can all I'm doing is reading propaganda posters and say, 9, the process will be respected. Floggings will continue until morale improves. And what we all say, like, that's kind of not good. Like, I'm just reading the goddamn flyer in a really bad accent. But I know.
It's funny you say that, because the next thing is the crisis is hitting poorer families disproportionately hard. Nearly half of baby formula in the U.S. Is brought under the WIC program, aimed at helping low-income women, infants, and children. States give exclusive contract rights for this formula to one company under a bidding process, and Abbott provides formula to about half of the babies receiving WIC benefits. When these products disappear, families were left scrambling to find alternatives.
100%. And you look at WIC, you look at that shit. Like it's sometimes, again, I'm all for it. I'm not, but I know too many people who had some fucked up situations and when you're trying to work your shit out. And if you don't have a good fucking caseworker, you don't have someone that connect. I was telling my girl, I was like, girl, you are so personable. Go in and just turn the fuck out of them. You're not stressed. The kids aren't a problem. You're good to go, right? Think about you're trying to get a job. Think about you're trying to get behind that fucking velvet rope. Think about just trying to hustle. Be smiling. Charm your goddamn way. Yeah, they can see what happened behind the curtain later on. Like, yeah, we got this town, girl. And that was, she had to do the hustle. And it was like, there's no good. It's like, but if you can get through, like, yeah, you have, but they run out. Like, if you don't renew in time, if your status changes, you don't file correctly, and it's your taxes and you're different. If you don't have, it's just it's a whole thing. And I like, again, motherfucker, we shouldn't be speaking about this. God damn it, John. See, you get me going, you get me upset about things, you make me think. I adore you again.
Well, okay, never mind.
I have teats, John. Can you milk me?
I'm on the SNAP program. Can I understand what's going on? A little bit.
Yeah, man. That's it. See, but there's and the different things, they label them differently. They put different acronyms because that's one of the best ways to take away the words. You're not saying the words anymore. You're not feeling the words. You're not associating with what the thing is, right? It's now an acronym. And the best one, bro, that I can tell you that government ones all the time, right? But the one that hits home, hey, do you remember when KFC was Kentucky Fried Chicken?
Yeah.
Right. But then Kentucky and fried became bad. So we all of a sudden have KFC, and that's delicious. Finger licking good, motherfucker. I don't like the Kentucky Fried part of it, but I love the KFC restitution. Like
They did keep the Colonel.
Yes, it's 17 herbs and spices, my ass, Colonel. And they try to make it funny with like, no. Health-wise and what, I get it, right? But honestly, it's not even that good of chicken. I'll be honest, it's not that good of chicken. I take umbrage. I take umbrage with their chicken. I will do their potatoes. I will do possibly a coleslaw from ham. Right? Give me a Nashville hot or give me a Popeyes. Like, that's all I'm saying.
The KFC that's right at my subway station, local subway station, has the side of its building, which is big, especially for Brooklyn. You know when you want to tag that up, right. But just a big blank red side, the Colonel in the middle, and then it says, "We've done chicken the hard way since handmade."
Fucking.
That's it.
That's so no, but that's like they're like, how are we going to market in Brooklyn? We done it the hard way.
Yeah.
Brooklyn strong, motherfucker. We done chicken the hard way. Like, no. That in my world is what we call pandering, motherfucker. Your 17 herbs and spices don't stand up to shit around you. Up your couch.
Speaking of that, to wrap this up, there are racial disparities too. Rates of breastfeeding, according to statistics, are lower for Black families than for white families, according to a 2019 report from the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. Black women are more likely to live at or below the poverty level and more likely to return to work sooner, the report says, which is a extended need for formula. Quote, "These women are less likely to have flexibility in their jobs to be able to pump and express milk," says Dr. Ann Kellums, a University of Virginia faculty pediatrician and board president of the Academy of Breastfeeding Medicine. Quote, "They are the ones I worry most about right now. They are going to be ones who are less likely to have a relative in a pocket of the U.S. where they still have enough formula on the shelves to send it to them."
Folks, if you didn't think that John could be serious, you were wrong. If you didn't think he could be fun, you are correct, because we're getting out on that serious segment, and that literally, I got nothing to say, bro. You kicked me in the stomach, like, all my ha he hoo-hoos are done. Like, I got nothing for you. It hurts my soul when you do these things, because you do them on purpose. Here it comes. I'm getting it back. Because what you do, John, you see when a man is down about a specific issue, you like to kick him in the teeth. Some people call it curbing. John likes to take his shirt off and point to this tattoo and says, "You see this? This means not welcome. This is twosidedpod@gmail.com. That's TWO sidedpod@gmail.com. I was like, "Why'd you get that tattoo?" He said, "Put your teeth on the curb." It was a very aggressive meeting. See, John, I got it back. That was a rough one, but I stayed dark. I stayed true to the fucking darkness you brought to the stage. Ugh. Can we do a shot? Can we fucking figure this out? Can I get off this train?
Yeah, we have so many messages.
Yeah,
we need to plow through them.
Messages? Please. I'm not even going to talk to them. We're so late. We're so far behind. They're all foxy, aren't they? I know she is.
Aren't they? I know she is. I know it's her.
It says, wet nurse is 1, wet nurse is 2, wet nurse is 3, wet nurse is 4. But I'm not a fan of wet nurse is 5. It started getting a bit weird with the tentacles, and yeah. But no, the other wet nurses 1 through 4, good quality shit.
Right. The thing is, pop out the ice.
Nancy Echo Domino. Oh, for fuck's sake, Pete. November Echo Delta, motherfucker.
Wrong army, Mr. V.
Jeez, Pete. You think that he was talking about prostitution and babies. It's breastfeeding. It's the most natural thing ever.
100%.
Why are you grossed out?
Not
Why are you
grossed out.
freaking
Not
out?
grossed out.
Why do people freak out about breastfeeding?
Not dope.
If women were not intended to breastfeed, we wouldn't get milk in our boobies after we have babies.
Exactly.
Good Lord, you need to like have several shots and take a stiff hit off that ball and chill out.
I love you. I hope you got it. Like, I'm excited. I hope we explained it correct. So I'm not grossed out by it.
They took our jobs. They took our jobs.
They took our jobs.
When my missus was pregnant with our daughter, she would actually donate her breast milk.
See, there you go.
Because in Australia, it's illegal to sell it. However, she was approached many times by people from the gym
Right.
who'd be like, "Hey, you want to sell it to me? I'll buy it off you." And she's like, "No, that's in Australia. If you're selling human product, it's classed as prostitution.
That's awesome.
If it's your
Oh, you
human
can't
product,
sell
it's,
your
yeah, I don't know. It's a bit weird.
No, that's
Fucked
awesome.
Up. Fucked up either way. Oh, excuse me.
That's
I got it.
interesting.
Yeah, she would donate it to a lady. She'd drive down. The lady would drive down from Port Macquarie, which is about an hour away, and
That's
yeah,
awesome.
she'd donate it to her. She'd have it frozen in little milk bags, and the lady would defrost it and give it to her child in a bottle
Awesome.
because
That's awesome.
I able to breastfeed.
See, that's awesome.
So yeah, interesting stuff.
No, it's so awesome. The other thing I was saying is I think that I would definitely be a prostitute because I will sell blood, spit, urine. What do you need, Mr. V? Like you send us an email to saidapod@gmail.com. It's TWO@saidapod@gmail.com. Tell me to me and I'll send you a fucking. It's less than a liter. You'll find.
You cannot milk rice. You cannot milk almonds.
I can.
And you cannot milk oats. You can sow oats, but you can't milk them because they do not have nipples.
Well, dozy does.
When you quote unquote milk something that does not have nipples, you're not milking it, you're juicing it. So basically, every time you buy almond milk, you're buying nut juice. Yeah, almonds on cows bloat, but women go through a similar thing, but they call it engorgement. And if they don't feed or pump or express, then it can actually go bad for them. They can get mastitis where they get blocked milk ducts, and it can get really quite painful for them.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
If you need to.
They bloat, quote unquote, as well.
100%. It's just like John says, blue balls. Like, why do you say that, John?
The George Carlin thing. I know the George Carlin thing. The George Carlin thing is 7 things you can't say on TV.
No.
Shit, can't cocksuck a motherfucker in tits.
Nice.
The cholesterol first comes out of a woman's breasts, gives that baby its immune system for its entire life. It literally is liquid gold. Stop being a baby about this, Pete.
Girl, I'm not. But I'm saying, if I'm with it, I know what it does. I know the whole thing. I know that I grew up on a farm. The mother will eat the placenta because it has the most vitamins. The whole thing. It's like when John and I go to Vegas, we take human adrenal gland because it gets us to where we need to be. It's very specific. Where it's not weird scientific. It's very natural. But he took too much.
2 day. 2 day. 2 day is gonna be the day that John shouldn't be saying those words in that sentence because it makes Pete feel uncomfortable. Is that gonna be epic, is it? Oh. Apparently her toy says it's gonna be epic. How awkward.
I need that toy.
Hey, you. I love you.
I love you too.
Yeah, look at that. You gonna say I love you back?
No, I don't see that.
So you do that. No, you.
No, you.
You just did.
She did.
You're a strange child.
She is. I love her.
I love you.
I love her. I love you.
Yes, you do it.
You're my favorite Australian. Like,
Do it.
What happens when a ginger?
More than
For this message.
most Australians.
All right. Cheers.
What happens when a ginger and a drunk and an Aussie man and a child get together? Well, hilarity ensues. Come next time on the Two-Sided Pod. Ginger drunk guy, Aussie child, coming at you Tuesdays. Bing, 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 bing.
What? Contamination and malfeasance in Michigan? You don't. There is another example. Ridiculous level of corruption in Michigan going on in politics right now, and it's hit the mainstream media. And the newscaster was like, "It's like this is an example of what's happening everywhere." No shit, Sherlock. It's so embarrassing to be from Michigan right now with all these stupid fucking people who live here. Good Lord.
I think the place
is it Umbridge?
It's Umbridge. Oh, it's Umbridge.
The word of the day.
Yay! You found it out. You nailed it. My girl.
Word of the day.
Girl. It took us like a couple hours, but we got our fucking person to get the word of the day is Umbridge. So now, folks, feel free to scream in anytime, and not, you don't have to leave a message, but do it to your children, do it to your loved ones, do it to the people in your local vicinity. Anytime you hear your word Umbridge, go ahead and yell a good one out because that.
Yell a good one out because that is the word of the day. MFA, we're sending you a t-shirt.
Oh my God, Mr. V, I missed you so much. I just literally spit a mouthful of water across my floor trying to make it to the sink when you were singing. Oh my God, I missed you.
So good. With every shot so far. Look at him. Look at him. He runs like a Welshman, but he misses every shot. Look at him. Look at him go.
We have one more, and then we're moving on.
Perfect. Do it. Yeah, you got to get on it, John.
Yeah, you got to get on it, John.
Wait. What? There's a word of the day? There's a word of the day?
Oh, yeah.
And there's a Sesame Street?
It's Elmo, the word of the day. Elmo's word of the day today is Umbridge. Brought to you by the letter U. and Kenny doesn't like Elmo.
Or Umbridge. She takes umbrage with your Elmo. But it's word of the day, but it's actually the secret word because it's Pee Wee Herman. So everyone, when I say it, we don't tell what it is. I get to pick one because I was also going to start quoting only movies until John figured things out. But I love it, John, because now everyone can actively see what you're doing when you go silent. And it's like, oh, John, he started chewing gum. He stopped walking. There we go. That's why. Umbridge. Things I take with John. Umbridge. Yeah. Loot. That shit you came up on loot on you. Armed robbery. The shit. I forgot the password game we're playing, John. Anyway, are you ready to move on? I'm ready to do the show. I got things to do. I have places to go, people to blackmail. That's unfortunate.
Well, I'm ready. I'm ready for the next lightning round.
Oh, lightning round, get around. I don't like to come to town. Lightning guy said he's done too much crack cocaine. He's in the closet. I'm here to lightning with you. They call me fucker guy.
Are you the crooner that we had a couple weeks ago?
Oh, no. I'm just here passing on through. They call me old thunder guy.
Well, this lightning round segment is one of your favorites and mine. It's commercials. That's right, where I give my boy Pete a product or service, and he creates a commercial on the fly.
All right, so let's all stretch out for this. Let's all, everyone who's listening, let's stretch. Like the whole thing. Like think of this as a prison in China where we're doing calisthenics. If you stay in long enough, we'll teach you the old Thriller dance off. But in the meantime, pour yourself a shot, pack a bowl. No, stop cracking your neck, Jonathan. Hey, I just watched all the Arnold Schwarzenegger movies. You could break your neck like that. I watched Commando. Don't do it. Let's do a shot and let's get into this lightning. Ready, buddy?
Cheers to you, brother.
Cheers to you. Thanks everyone for listening. Bing, bing, bing. Jay, bro, my man, Spawn, you're here. God damn it, I love you guys. Oh no. Oh no. That was a bad idea. If you like what you're hearing, if you can't believe what you've seen, if you don't believe we're still drinking, I don't either. But hit that subscribe, hit that like button. It's on. John, what is it on? Hit the link above our heads on. If you're on stereo, you can see our faces that look.
That's YouTube. Two-sided podcast.
Yeah. Because
our channel on YouTube.
Unfortunate now because we've made both poor choices in that. Well, I have. But let's do commercials, folks. Where are we going?
The first commercial is right, yeah. Hey, oh man, thank you all so much for listening to Two-Sided Podcast. We want to thank especially our sponsors. The sponsor who gives us slightly contaminated baby formula.
Well, we thank you. We thank you kindly for having us, Sean. It's been a hard time to get here. We've been having so many regulations. All of our supply chain issues almost kept us from coming out, but we're here and we're here to feed you the truth, right? If you can't suckle from a bottle, you got to suckle from my knowledge. And here's what's going to happen. Folks, we're here for you. We're here for your babies. We're mainly here for your money. Did I say it out loud? I don't know. Open your hearts, open your checkbooks. We're going to suckle later on. Was that all on tape? I thought we were just practicing. Shit. Ding.
Fortunately, we didn't say the company's name. Next, we'd really like the people who've been sponsoring us for a while. All right. It's tourism to a city with a slightly contaminated local government.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you like traveling abroad, you will love traveling to Indobeco, the one country that is not a country, that is all contamination, all the time. Beautiful, beautiful contamination. Not only the sky, not only the land, but the government. Ladies and gentlemen, you want to set fire to the government? For a small price you can. Welcome to Indobeco. Travel today. I painted myself in a corner on that one, motherfucker.
And really, we'd like to thank our longtime supporter, 110, a company that is selling one 10-gallon hat, just one, and it's only for rent for the certain few, like timeshare. 110. Thanks, 110.
Well, folks, first off, I'd like to thank our host, John L. Peacock from twosidedpod@gmail.com. That's twsidedpod@gmail.com. For coming on and inviting us here and thinking he's pretty goddamn funny, making fun of our 110 hat. Here's the deal, folks. Nobody needs a 10-gallon hat. Nobody wants a 10-gallon hat. However, everybody desires a 10-gallon hat. Am I right? What would you like to do on vacation? What would you like to do? Yeah, you want to be a superhero? Yeah. You want to be a spy? Oh, no, man. I'm a baseball star. That's boring as shit. And I already chewed tobacco. I'm halfway there. Oh, no, motherfucker. You want to wear a 10-gallon hat. You want to take that son of a bitch home? That's 10 gallons and nobody wants you in the house. Come on down to Chuck's 10-1, 110. Sometimes we mix them up. It's mainly Chuck's dyslexia. We call it 110. Some call it 10-1. I call it 6-1, half dozen of the other. Anyway, come down and get your goddamn hats for a weekend. Be a goddamn star you know you can be. I felt okay about that one. I felt like I could do a real commercial. I could sell a goddamn hat to someone. John, should I sell hats?
And finally, we'd really like to thank our best sponsor, supporting us so much, the haberdashery that only sells purple crushed velvet, long brim fedoras.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm with you, but I'm kind of on that fucking 10-gallon hat. Like, I think I can see a future in my life. You know? Like, I can sell some hats, bro. All right. Hear me out. Shh. Haberdashery. It's a purple crushed velvet. What is the rim?
Long brim fedora.
No, long brim fedora. So you didn't give me inches. No, I know. So you're talking zoot suit, fedora, crushed red velvet. If we're talking what we. One thing that people know about me is I'm a style guru and I know everything about music and Yorkies. All right, here we go. Hey. Nope, can't do it. Nope. I just realized where I was going. It's like, nope, the rest of the no. Here's the deal. As the crushed red velvet long brim fedora representative, I will not take part in an episode where you have another 10-1, 110, all the 10s to the 1 commercial. I will not do that. I am not here for a pissing contest. However, my piss is fucking magic. But I won't do it.
That is actually the only correct answer. Yeah.
Thank God. Right.
Which brings us to our final segment of the night. We got a quick message, and then we'll get to it.
Free hat, free hat, free hat, free hat, free hat, free hat, free hat.
The kids right now, man. They're the ones who are making the fucking difference in the fucking Australian government, man. Free hat, free hat, free hat. It's like, I don't even know who's running, but I feel like Hat's gonna win if we yell this enough.
Speaking of hats, we're going to talk about the history of hats.
Hey, folks, remember when I said how John doesn't know what fun is? Yeah, so John's idea of fun is the history of hats. Welcome to the party. This is my goddamn. You're all here for the goddamn ride. I appreciate any cards, notes of condolences to twosidedpod@gmail.com, twsidedpod@gmail.com. We're also on Instagram. We're on Spotify. You can like us. You can love us. You can hate us. I'll give you, if you email me, I'll give you John's address. You can send him active hate mail that will show up. Or Instacart. You can give him like tomatoes and cheese. Like, I don't know. I found you could do that as a gift. I was like, I'm gonna start giving people gifts in like random, like, tomatoes. You like tomatoes? Let's fucking hang out. That's how you meet people. What are you gonna do? History hats, folks. Here we go. Oof.
So for this one, I started my research literally with the website called historyofhats.net.
Of course you did. No. I need to put a fucking pin in your goddamn ass right here because I need you to understand what you're saying and reading and realize that you have shit in your teeth. That's all. It's out now? Good. Fair enough. No, you don't get to like. Of course I read historyofhats.com. Like, how to make love to a woman.org. like how to make cocaine crack .edu. I minored in that. That's not true. Not true. Go ahead, John. Tell me more. Like, at least don't sell yourself out, because I have to call you out on it.
Because we haven't actually jumped into the segment, and there are 2 quick messages. I'm going to hit them.
Do it, buddy. Do it. Like I'm ready to do it.
Do it. Like I'm ready to do it.
Oh, yeah, that reminds me. Speaking of John's address, my mom says hi.
Hey, girl. Hey. What up, Mom?
Oh, my God. Hilarious. She asked me 1,000 questions about you yesterday.
Hey, tell your mom hi.
When I told her about your new puppy, she got all excited. So she wanted to make sure I said hello today. So hello from my mother.
Tell your mom hi.
No,
Fried tomatoes. Speaking of 10-gallon hats, is that like measurable to a sombrero? Fiesta style?
No.
I'm asking for
No, it's not.
fried green tomatoes? Dude. God, I love those things. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. Glad you're here.
So totally different. 10-gallon hat is classy and beautiful. Sombrero has usually chips and guac in it, and it's more delightful and delicious. Also, the thing is, John, what I'm thinking, we need to. I have no desire to go onto the where people can request. What is the website?
Patreon.
You can get written you give your mom a birthday gift.
Cameo.
Message. Cameo. Like, I have no desire to make a cameo thing, but I want to, John, make our own cameos and send them to people who should not be expecting them, like actively, not to MFA, to her mom, like, and not in a digital format. Like, MFA is like, oh, here, I'm going to pull it up on my phone, Mom, and show it to you. No, we recorded a VHS and shipped it UPS to the big MI. You don't give a SHIT because we down to clown, baby. But
get yourself a VCR.
VCR. ASAP. I'm just saying. But I'm saying, John, I want to do. Yeah, you're starting the fun thing about where hats come from, but she said, sorry, yeah, no, hats and mom. Like, I'm more excited about her mom's excitement with you than your history of hats. It's like,
dude,
could I? Nope, I'm not going to, but could I transfer hard off this little family tree of where I'm going on my family shows? Like, here's this. You see you see my mind with me, right? It's like it's like Plinko. Remember Plinko from Wheel of Fortune? Price is Right. Plinko,
Price is Right.
Right? But think of Plinko, instead of like it's all open and there's little buttons, think of it as it's all sand, but you can go through anything, but there's those little buttons. Like, you don't know what the path is, and like, I'm watching this path form, and I get to a little thing like, here's a fork in the road. But I was like, oh, here we go. We go lefty loosey, righty tighty. I don't know.
No, John, but I feel like I want to, again, put this in your notebook. We're going to do a whole segment on MFA's mom.
Like, girl, how'd you have such
a beautiful daughter?
She's a fucking beautiful soul. And I love your other daughter's I don't know about her.
She lives in a good house, and I can't trust that shit, but I love MFA.
I always liked the fisherman's hats and the fedoras, and sometimes I like the cowboy hats. Some cowboy hats. It depends on how weird and cheesy they are. But what do you know about the fisherman's hat? And it's not complete without the fish hook on the bill. I'm just saying.
I love her. Like, she's like, she thinks we're going in like a weird, like, over. She knows me, and I paint myself into a corner myself, but you're like,
right.
You're just waiting for me to go so you can say what you need to say. And she's like, I'm gonna help you motherfuckers out because you are floundering, which needs a fisherman's hat with a hook to keep the floundering out of the water. John, you gonna save this one? Oh, he starts drinking. And now's the time you drink? Now's the time you drink?
One of the ways that man tried to adapt to nature is by using hats by a mean of protection. After that, he started using hats as headgear for other purposes as well. There's painted a man with a simple conical straw hat. At the same time appeared Pelias, which is a simple skull cap, Pastios. The first hat was a brim known to men, and
I have no idea what you're talking about, and you don't either. Like you're reading shit and you're drunk and you don't know, and like I don't understand you. Like Pribius, Proprius, like John. If you know what you're talking about, fucking talk about it. If you don't, fucking like I'm hammered and I'm good and I don't understand. Good, John. I don't either. But don't try and fucking sell me some bullshit and tell me fucking something's happening.
No, this was the first quote of historyofhats.net. And I realized I'd read through it once.
Back to hats.net, this motherfucker.
Yeah, I told you the place I want was there, and this was the quote. And I realize now it means nothing.
I made fun of you, but you realize I made fun of you for 5 minutes about that, and you got all the jokes, you got all that, and you still went back to it like, I don't think this makes sense. Like, you're a goddamn retard. Like, you are actively someone who is a deficital of a non-sequential of a I don't know, but this fucking guy kind of guy. All of those words are valid. Look them up. They're logical. Welcome to party. Come on, John. Let's get with it. People are here. Like fucking companies here. Don't be fucking rude in front of companies. Sorry, folks. If you go into the lobby, in the foyer, there's the chips and dips, and there's some drinks. There's
Enjoy.
some other things. Yeah, John, shh. You get your thoughts together. I'm going to entertain the guests for 2 seconds. John.
Got you.
Artichoke dip? It's over there, but it's all out. Anyway, we have cocktails and aperitifs coming very shortly. John, you were going on with your presentation about fucking hats. Folks, John.
So hats are head coverings that can be worn casually for protection from the weather or for special occasions such as religious ceremonies and high-profile events. They can be made from different materials. You can have plastic, cotton, wool, metal, even felt hats.
Rocks, ducks, blood. I had blood once. John, let's talk about all the things we can have hats of. You're an idiot. You're reading stupid shit and you copy. Here are the number of things that we could make hats for. Other hats, 4 hats together equals a quad hat. 8 of those equals a quadruple, mostly hat situation. Let's look over at my chart where I realize I've gone astray.
No, this is the part where I actually started editing. I know this part.
So, I can't wait. I can't wait because thus far, you've picked up every goddamn social cue so far because right now we're doing good. Let's figure out when you start editing and when the fucking rubber meets the road. Folks, if you like what you've seen, you can't believe you heard, John was a teacher. A fucking teacher. Back to you, John.
Right. So these days, obviously, both men and women wear hats, but men's hats were more commonly required during the first half of the 20th century into common day. Conversely, throughout history, hats were especially worn by women, usually to imply wealth.
Yeah. Yep. No, exactly. Fucking welcome to Huntington, welcome to Newport, welcome to anything San Diego. Oh, who are the rich people? The ones with the great hats who have great shoes. Who are the poor ones? Great hats, shit shoes. Welcome to the party.
Hats became so gaudy that it was not uncommon for a woman to lose her balance because of the size of her hat, which would stretch beyond her own shoulders. And then, alternatively, the bonnet was loved for its function in the 19th century and used by women of all classes, going back to the basics.
100%. Like what you're saying, so anyone who's listening, we had extravagant hats, think Chiquita Banana.
Yep.
We're thinking small bonnets, think Hester Prynne in Scarlet Letter. Like a small, reserve, oh no, all black and white. Keep your bonnet on. You know better. So help me. I'm just trying to give, I'm doing color, you're doing play-by-play. Ready, John? Go.
So in more recent history, starting in 1773, the top hat has been long regarded for men as a status symbol. Many people immediately reminded of the 16th president of the United States, Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, but I'm taking it back from Lincoln, bro. Like no, like that's old school. Like, yeah, he had the beard too. So did a lot. Look, a lot of people who have this beard had manifestos, right? In a goddamn mountain range, right? Kaczynski. Bullshit. I'm taking this back and I'm taking the top hat back. It's our top hat, our manifesto beard. No?
It's unclear when and where the hat originated, but some of the earliest depictions of the hat can be traced back to ancient Egypt. What were some of the most common and earliest depictions of hats were from Thebes, Egypt, 3200 BC.
Okay, you're kind of blowing my mind right now. Because I was going to make fun of you, right? That like, oh yeah, Egyptians, like, oh, here's like 2 palm trees and like walk like an Egyptian figure and 2 cats and a top hat. Like, bullshit. You did your pachinko wrong. Like you were all over the place. But now I'm thinking of like early crazy, like, okay, no, now I feel stupider because now I'm thinking, Babadook, that was old. No, man. That was old. That was not like Egyptian time, Babadook. That was American Indian. But still, motherfucker wears top hats. Top hats?
Yep.
Top hats.
Headdresses for the Egyptians.
Extravagant, ornate things atop the cranium.
Right. And in the Roman era, Roman Empire era, hats were more likely skull cap-like, and worn all throughout Rome, from the lowly enslaved Greeks and Romans to those who there was a skull cap that became a symbol of freedom. Yeah.
No, 100%. Because you can see all the Romans, they were skating in front of the Circle K. It was open XXX, IV, XIV, XIV, 24, XIV, XIV. No, not 20. Shit. I had the joke. I didn't have the joke. Anyway, skull caps, right? A lot of Romans, tight sweaters, lots of eye makeup. Fuck those Christians, but love skull caps. I'm thinking of Southern California skater. Oh man, that's cool. Anyway, sorry, go. We're ready. We're doing good.
In Middle Ages, hats were a marker of status and used to target certain groups. The Fourth Council of Lateran in 1215 required Jewish people to identify themselves with specific hats and other garments.
Whoa. Are you trying to breeze by this? You're trying to, in 1215, there was a group of people that made Jewish people wear hats to identify them as Jewish.
Yes.
12:15.
Yep.
And then we move forward in 12:15, you piece of shit. Yeah? I'm not you. It's just how I explain.
Right.
It's not you. None of my vitriol is toward you. I mean, it's vitriol, but granted, you deserve a lot of it, but this one's not yours. Fucking take a knee, let this one fly over your head, okay?
Okay.
If you do good, you get an orange slice and a goddamn Gatorade after this. I promise. John, you've done a lot of hot slugging. We're all proud of you. Bro, fuck that. We did it in the 1200s, and then like hats weren't good enough, and now we're doing stars, and then we do what the fuck do we not see? And it's not, that's not even a big issue, like of how human nature works. It's cyclical. Like it literally everything all of your stupid great 80s and 90s movies, there's lines that it's like, okay, this might sound very fucking, you can figure out a universe by watching 90s and 80s movies. Like, okay, yeah, yes, but no. Yes, but no. Everything's been taken. Everything's been done. All the good themes have been taken, turned to theme parks. All the good ideas have been had and hashed and failed, or turned into themes, which have been turned into theme parks. We're cyclical. We come back like Bell Bottoms, great. Gingers, we love them now. Like all of it, it's a whole thing. Like, remember when we were hunting these guys down? When I first in middle school, John, literally read The Most Dangerous Game, it was all about gingers. And when I met you, I was like, should we put him out in the pasture and make him run? But he ran like a Welshman. I was like, this won't be anything at all. Let's see what we can do with friendship. Podcast and all. Wow. I think I'm done. I think that's good. I think I should. Yep. And
prior to the 19th century, women largely wore handkerchiefs or loose bonnets. In the first half of the 1800s, these bonnets became larger and more ornate with various trimmings. And by the end of the century, more styles were created for women. This was the big blossoming of women's hat wear, which was essentially dashed by the fedora. One of the most famous types of hats is the fedora. Combination of practicality and style, it lasted long enough and is still worn, not in as much great numbers as it appeared, but it's still there.
Folks, I don't know. Like, I know he's doing a bunch of research, but I feel like everything he talks about at this point is mansplaining. Like, John, we know. But the thing
this is something I didn't know.
No, this is something that I do know, because the bigger the headdresses get, the bigger the ornate things get. Like, because I'm doing my best, man. I'm showing like it's, and I hope you will appreciate this reference, because I know you're gonna hold on to it and take hold of this. It's a peacock showing its feathers. It's like, I'm going out. I am going to be seen. It's like, and I still do that today. Like, if I'm going out, I'm taking my best weed. I'm wearing my best shoes. Granted, I don't shave, shower. I wear a hood. I have sunglasses. I wear a mask. I have a gun. I hold people up at gunpoint. But I put my best foot forward, John. Peacock, showing its feathers.
The thing I didn't know about the fedora is that it was originally a female hat. It appeared in 1882, and it was first production of a play, Fedora, by French author Victorien Sardou. He wrote the part of Princess Fedora Romanov title role for the then famous actress Sarah Bernhardt, and she wore the hat on stage.
Super good. Like, it reminds me a lot. Sarah Bernhardt did the Fedora play. I went and had ramen with Sandra Bernhardt, and neither one of us was part of Fedora. So I mean, like, we're pretty much on the same page.
After 1924, when Prince Edward of Britain started wearing them, fedora was adapted by men and became part of their fashion, replacing the bowlers, flat caps, and top hats.
See, the fucking cabbies, I love those. The flat caps, I'm a big fan of those because you can hide things in them. If you watch Peaky Blinders, you can have razor blades in them. If you do street fights, you can cut people. It's super good, super easy. I don't like bowlers. They make my face look fat, but mainly because my face is fat. And top hats, my mom says, are just like vertical stripes. They're better than horizontal because they make you look fat. I'm like, Mom, I'm fat. She's like, yeah, don't wear stripes. Bowler gone, horizontal stripes gone. I'm all linear and top hats. Everything goes up from here, baby. Look at that. I'm like, who wants to be the next top designer, model, something? I got
right? You're in.
I'm in. Elongated. This is all live. You will never run for office, nor will I. Play some messages. Let's make fun. Are we done with fun? Or are we not done with fun?
No, we got a couple more hats to talk about, and then we're going to get out of here. So let me just.
Oh, no. Yeah, no. Hammer down, John. I'm not going to let you just do anything. I just want you to know, like, that's never going to happen. No. Look at you. You're trying to, like, breathe in deep to, like, I got a power through. No, man. You're not. I know. It's 10:41. Like, we're literally going to be done quickly, and our green room can be 4 minutes. I know, but I'm doing Lord's work right now, John. This is the time I get to shine, and you get to read. And so help me, John. So help me, Ginger John. I love you. Let's make this work.
One of the symbols of conquering Wild West is, of course, the Stetson cowboy hat. Its high quality was headgear of choice for all that roamed the plains of the American West in the 19th century, and it came out of the company that was founded by one of John B. Stetson's son, John B. Stetson, who was the son of Stephen Stetson, the Hatter. Stetson went out west because he had tuberculosis. They thought he was going to die really soon. And
he was a lunger?
Yep.
Oh, Stetson's a lunger?
And he did better out in the Wild West of Arizona and New Mexico, of course.
100%. That's how Doc Holliday did better. Yep. You're a daisy if you're a Stetson.
He made his hat with the natural conditions of rain and sun from beaver felt. Many people laughed at him, but when he returned to Pennsylvania, he sold his first hat for $100 and opened a business that became, to this day, internationally known. His first hat was called Boss of the Plains, and it became synonymous with the Old West.
Shaking the Old West, boss. Just running the Old West, boss. Don't mind my hat, boss. Sorry about all the fuss, boss. Bullshit. Fuck that.
That was a pretty cool hand, Luke.
Easy TurboTax. Like now you're coming deep in the fucking paint. You're trying to do Cool Hand Luke. Shaking the bush. You're trying to say shake the bush. Come on. Well, what we got here, John, is a failure. No. You don't get to quote the line. You get to listen to what it means and try to understand what I'm saying. What we have is a failure to communicate. Some men you just can't reach, which is the way he wants it. Well, he gets it. Weak in the box, boy. Move on, John.
Before the development of the baseball cap, there was no headwear uniform within the sport of baseball. Players often wore straw hats or even nothing at all. But in 1858, the Brooklyn Excelsiors became the first team to wear a version of the beloved baseball cap.
Right. The whole thing, baseball caps, there was no baseball caps in baseball, and there's no crying in podcasting. And I feel like some of those things changed moving forward. Like there's a lot of crying and a lot of baseball caps in baseball.
Today, there are 34 distinct recognized hat styles in Western pop culture. Hats have played.
Hold on.
Yep. Okay.
No, John. I know. But is this a show or you're just trying to fucking read facts? You want to have fun or not? Do you care or do you don't?
I care.
You don't care. No, you don't. Look at him. He's looking at his phone. Like, look at him. He's like, oh, I'm playing. Oh, I got my minions. Look at this. He's doing fucking Fruit Ninja. Look at that guy. Everyone can see you, John. Everyone can see you doing Fruit Ninja. So, John, how many distinct styles of hats are there, John?
34.
34, John. See, and you were actively reading that before you had to so eloquently and nonchalantly text that like sell, buy. I'm a ginger conglomerate and we must build our brand. So
I was just moving our green room back because we're going late. Yeah.
No, then hurry the fuck up. We're gonna be done like right now. 34, but I'm like, you didn't do business. You gotta do diligence now. And now you're making me say things. 34. Do you have the hat types? Do you have them? I have a pad and paper. I have a shorthand that's wicked smart. Fucking wicked smart here, bro.
No, I thought about that, and you never want those kind of stats, so I did not write them all down.
And you have 34, and you're like, there are 34 distinct. Like, motherfucker, that is why I don't believe our goddamn government. You can't tell me what the 34 are. You're like, hey, there's a baseball, there's a fucking fedora, there's a goddamn fruit hat. You like Chiquitas? You like Chiquita banana? There's 4 more. A mango, papaya. I think fucking mango is fucking sweet as fuck. 6-8. A going to Disney cruise. Oye. We're not even up to 20 by that point, John, if I pander to your bullshit. So no, I'm calling you on this. So no, you don't have the information. You have read things, you put them down, and you have no information about it. You get to read bullshit. And this is where I call you out. I'm like, you're fucking drunk, bro. 34 of nothing. No.
I'm going to give
now
our...
We have cowboy. We have baseball. We have fedora. And we have big Chiquita banana.
Top.
We got 4, baby. Tapas. Those are little
top
tiny
hat.
Little top hat. Oh, you also said bowler?
Yep.
I listen, John. If you don't think I listen, I'm the best goddamn court witness. Johnny Depp called me. I was like, I'm too busy. Also, I'm trying to give your ex-wife. She's crazy as fuck. It's kind of my business.
So what I'll do is in our green room right after the show, live on the stereo app, I will pull up that website and we will talk about those 34. But let's get out of this segment here.
On. Yeah, no, continue. Yeah, don't make promises your fucking ass can't keep, John, because you know it's not going to happen. So literally, just in the segment, like a goddamn human being. Okay, we're going to talk about 17 hours of stupidity that I thought about earlier today in the next minute, but we're not going to. But also, I'm looking for sound bites. You're the TMZ to my life.
Thank you, question mark.
Yeah, that's exactly the response that TMZ gets all the time. Go on, we're listening.
Hats have played a tremendous role in the history of not only the U.S., but also the world. The New York Times magazine stated the following, quote, "To wear a New York Yankees cap in the United States is to show support for the team maybe, or to invest in the homogeny of an imperial city. To wear one abroad, Yankees model is by far the best-selling Major League Baseball cap in Europe and Asia, is to invest in an idealized America, a phenomenon not unlike pulling on contraband blue jeans in the old Soviet Union."
But my favorite thing about this, because not only do I know John, not only do I know what he's doing, John, can you tell me when that article was written? What was the year? Because no, can you or no? No, you can do it later. Because that was an early fucking article where John L. Peacock was like, "No, man, sandals and socks are cool. Like I'm a man on the go, but I need to fucking have socks in my house. It's cool." It was that time in life where it's like, "Hey, man, things are this way." Things like, no, you're a fucking idiot and a problem of the world's problems. I adore you. But the thing is, that fucking MFA supports you, and if she supports you, John, here's the deal. You got like, I've known you for, I think, 47 years, 68 years, 100. Well, I mean, in previous lives.
Right.
We both died early because we were stupid as shit. We were not Vesuvius. We were like, "That's fucking party!" Like, that was fucked up. But in this lifetime, we've known each other. I feel like MFA gives you more cred with me. Like, not more cred, but I hear you better. And she's like, "Pete, shut the fuck up." Okay. I do hear a little better. Like, I'm doing better in my life. Just, you know what I'm saying? I do better. Like, I know, because I've been saying that shit, like, until make it till you break it, make it till you break it. Everyone has a voice. Everyone needs to be heard. Everyone, like, you don't shut anyone down, ever. Like, once you know them, then you can shit on them and fuck their world up, because fuck them. And John's like, "That's not how that works." Like, I'm halfway there, okay? I didn't read the rest of the book, right? I like parts of the Testament of my boy Pete, because that shit, testify.
Right. The only person who can judge you is your best friend. That kind of analogy, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. My Lord and Savior, John L. Peacock. No, man, he looks like Jesus, but a fucked up version of him. You guys like drugs? Check out my Jesus friend. This guy will sell you whatever you need.
Let's hit these messages and head out of here.
Nail it, baby. I
got shit to do.
I used to have this baseball hat. Well, it was kind of a golfer's hat. It had like a longer bill in the front of it, but it was a Callaway hat. And it was white, and it was amazing. And I loved it. And I got it when I worked at the golf course, and I had it for like 10 years afterwards, and then it got so trashed I finally had to get rid of it. But damn it, it makes me sad. I love my Callaway hat.
And the award for the most patient ginger on the planet goes to John L. Peacock.
Yup.
Bless you.
you.
See, John?
You better.
See, John?
God damn, you guys are fucking funny.
See, John, that's why I love her. It's like, God damn it, I'm trying to learn from you. I'm trying to be better than John, but John's just like, yep, things are fine. I love you. And John's like, fuck you, John. I'll burn your goddamn house down. He's like, oh, your mom? Fuck you,
So
you're still alive.
that's required in the early 20th century. I think I missed something. Sorry, I got distracted. ADHD in the house. Whoop whoop. I need to smoke a J.
Shout out to Ritalin.
It was a status symbol, and in America, it was men do not go outside without a hat. Just a standard thing, and usually it was the fedora.
Oh, prior to that, like usually you're talking about a certain specific time. Like the thing is, John, I feel like you're so good at like your knowledge of these things. Like usually it was the fort. You're right. Until previously it was bowler hats and top hats and different flat bills. So no, fedoras did not, and they were having to wear their hats. I know you said because fedoras was when it was, we were talking about 1940s, late 40s to 50s, of like, oh, here's my slippers and my smoking jacket and my hat and you have different things of different areas. However, that was the same thing. Early on, people did not wear hats outside. Men did not wear hats outside when you were bowlers. When it was the old, you were looking at a drungo. You were looking at the fucking Mr. B. Is he still here? Shit, he's here.
I mean, a Mr. P.
My favorite swear words is bully, shit, and fuck.
Right? See? Oh, fuck you, right, you boots. Fuck you, cunt mouth. Fuck you, boots. Brother, I love it.
I've got nothing but love for you, bro. But you know, it's like this. This is just how I roll. If I see something that I want to speak on, I speak on it.
Get it.
I just feel like you got really grossed out about the breastfeeding. I had to call you out on it. But that doesn't mean I love you any less than I love Mr. Peacock. I love you both equally because mothers love all their children equally.
Now you're making all this weird because
and I'm not your ma.
Perfect.
I'm your.
Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God.
I don't know what I am to you, but I love you both. And don't ever doubt that for a second.
Oh, shit.
For a second, Mr. Pete.
Oh, shit. Okay. Hey, girl, you're making all of my jokes and all of my thoughts a little fucking weird. First, I was like, no, I'm not weird about breastfeeding. I'm going to send you some of my favorite links I have about breastfeeding and shit. Also, if you're my mom, the thoughts I've been thinking about you, up. So don't fuck me on 2 levels, but what's your email address? I'm going to send you some breastfeeding videos. John likes them. They're good. You like walnuts, right? We're milking them. No, juice them. See, hey, you like walnuts?
So the sources for this episode decided have been the first segment, National Library of Medicine, Contemporary Pediatrics, NPR, Wikipedia, and The Guardian. Second segment, historyofhats.net.
Historyofhats.net. This motherfucker thought he was going to try and sneak it by. He's like, I said it early. I looked up what hats were, and I thought about the history of said hats. And I typed into my Ask Jeeves fucking profile because I keep that one handy. What is the history of hats.net.org.edu? My boy John L. Peacock is dumb as shit.
Masterclass.com, hatswork.com, and the blog for fashionablehats.com.
And my influences in the first half and or second half has been learning tolerance with the Tolerance. It's a book. It's a children's book. It's the golden books. It's rhyming. I don't read them. It makes me calm when I go to bed. Also, Sailor Jerry, marijuana weeds. Don't be afraid of marijuana weeds, folks. It'll help your life. And also, Sailor Jerry, because if you have smoked enough marijuana weeds, you'll forget you said Sailor Jerry earlier. Don't be afraid of marijuana weeds, folks.
So, my boy Pete, before we get out of here in this episode, is there anything that you want to take a second look at, a second glance, a second opinion? This is Pete's Retraction Corner.
I just wish, why is it going to be about me? Why can't I wish better for you? You know what, John? Here's the deal. This is my retraction corner. I wish that I didn't wish that you did better. I wish that I was the person I want to be instead of the problem I constantly see in the world today. However, you're still Ginger, and that is one step ahead I have with us. So I feel like I get one up. Like, yeah, Pete, don't be so hard on yourself. He's a Ginger. Like, he's pretty much a piece of shit. Like, thanks, guys. Really appreciate that because I was having a hard time. I was really hard on him. Like, I love him, but like, yeah, he's a Ginger. Thanks, guys.
He's a Ginger. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everybody. I appreciate
Thanks, everybody. I appreciate that. You guys are a fucking team.
And Mr. V, anytime I ever see anyone drinking almond milk from now until I die, I'm gonna be laughing, thinking, you're drinking nut juice.
Yeah.
Nut juice. You are so fucking funny.
This motherfucker. He has kids. You know that, right? Like, he's raising children. John and I are already
given the history of Jimmy hats.
Jimmy hats. You're talking sex packets now. When you're doing that, you're going like back in the day. Like, it's just retraction corners. I'm just saying, our Mr. V has children and he raises them in Australia. And that's amazing. Apparently, Australia, CPS is way worse than California.
Hey, let's do a quick shot and get out of here.
Oh yeah, no, I've been waiting to drink with you because I feel like we sobered up in the last like hour. I like it. Not. No, it's uncalled for. No one should fucking stand for that shit. Folks, we're gonna get out of here. If you're watching this live on YouTube, we're sorry. We're also live, or putting this on Spotify, Apple Pod. We're live on stereo right now. We're about to close out. Go to the green room, wind down, have a little fucking nosh. We got our PAs here who had a little spread put out. Smoke them up if you like, drink if you like. If you don't, you can send us an email at twosidedpod@gmail.com. It's twsidedpod@gmail.com. Tell us what you like in the after party. Tell you what you don't like in the show because we actively won't listen to either of those. So send them in. Cheers, John. Cheers, everyone listening. Appreciate you.
My boy Pete, you just did half of my spiel, so I won't say it for the first time ever on our show. I will just skip to the second half. Cheers to you. Cheers to everyone listening. Thank you. That's a wrap for tonight. I'm John L. Peacock out in Brooklyn, New York.
And I'm Mario Pete, and I'm trying to learn John's spiel so I can say everything before he does it next time on the show on Thursday, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern.
And that was our show. By the way, I didn't say, we'll go 15 after the hour, so in about 10 minutes from now for our after show wind down, the green room that Pete talked about. So you can listen to our shows wherever you get your podcasts, and you can also join us live on our YouTube channel, Two Sided Podcast, and also on the Stereo app every Thursday, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern, as we talk about the two sides of life, the fun and the serious, here on Two Sided. Love you, Pete.
Hey, kids, you want to see a body? Come over here.
You ruin everything. I had a good body joke.
We're all ashamed. Anyway, look, they picked the body up already. No one's gonna see it. See you later, John.